Gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional Tire Stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
The magic of Rain-X. Okay, that's some serious Hollywood stuff right there. But with Rain-X Latitude water repellency blades, the magic is real. These blades apply a new longer lasting water repellency formula. The magic of Rain-X repels water from your windshield so water beads up and rolls away while you drive, giving you the clearest view possible. Treat your windshield for safer driving visibility with Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades.
You can count on having a team that has your back, an environment that supports you, and plenty of friends. You're gonna make a lot of friends here. And if you like to work hard and really just get what you put in, then Discount Tire is a perfect place for you. You should come join our team.
My heart just dropped, thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you. My heart just dropped, thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
It's round 5 of the Formula Drift, the Pro Championship. We are live from Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois, just in the shadow of the St. Louis Arch. The gateway to the west, the blue-collar city, home of Anheuser-Busch and all things Midwest.
Sensations of the mind.
Welcome out to this beautiful venue that is Worldwide Technology Raceway. We are here for round 3 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Easy for me to say, I'm going to stumble my words, but the drivers are trying not to stumble on this beautiful track. We have 4 outside zones. It's hot, it's humid. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me up here in the booth, normally sending the racers from the start line, Matt Sopa. Matthew, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing dandy, Jared.
You're dandy?
Yeah, I'm glad to be in there in the tower.
Mashed up potato, baby.
Yeah.
Look at, we're going to do that for the camera. See, look at this. Ready? Bing, bong, and boom. There we go. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here. We are live here in St. Louis, just over the river, the Mississippi.
That's how the song goes, right?
Yeah. The St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the West. Well, we are the gateway to a championship. This is the third round. We're at the halfway point at this juncture. After tonight, we're one step forward to completing round 3. We've had 2 previous great rounds of PROSPEC. We got some drivers elevate and some drivers kind of fall a little bit short. Dmitry Brutsky, notably, he's currently sitting 5th, but does he have what it takes to come back here? And what do you think of this track overall, Matt?
Well, Jared, even if we look at this thing 2D, like versus our last round, New Jersey seemed unassuming on paper, but it was just the opposite case, right? But looking at the hairpin here, there's going to be a lot of factors here affecting their gearing. They need to really dial that in, and there's a lot of zones here. I was just talking to Reeder about this, Travis Reeder, pro. Courses that go from fast, slow to fast are a little less than ideal. It's going to be really tricky to dial it in.
Taking a look at our previous rounds of competition, Rudy Hansen, he manifested it. He said in 2022, I'm going to be up on that podium. Boom, he delivers. Cole Richards, this young buck, he's actually from Florida, but the vehicle has been prepared essentially in Georgia. So taking a look, there it is, throwing up the number 1. That was him. Again, like I said, in 2022, he pointed the podium. He's like, I'm going to be up there. Manifested it, and he got it done in Atlanta. Rudy Hansen, is he a guy to watch? Can he do it here in St. Louis? Atlanta, probably one of the toughest tracks from elevation changes. You got to bring all of it.
Absolutely.
And then what about Cole Richards? We're talking about Georgia. That vehicle, has a history with Formula Drift, but Rudy Hansen, again, gets it done in Atlanta. Really exciting for him. But I really like what Cole Richards brought in New Jersey. That vehicle, that CoroWorks Scion FRS.
Yeah, he's kind of a little sleeper cell here, but he's got a really good support system, a good car, and an awesome backing system here, and he's really put in the work in the last few years to get this level, and he shows he's pretty hungry.
Ben Hobson, another vehicle that's really just elevated. He's working with the Odi Bakshi's team, who's campaigning not 1, not 2, but 3 cars, 2 in the Pro Championship and also 1 here in the Pro. Ben Hobson got a great attitude, good driving style, very aggressive, and he's in a vehicle he knows that can win.
Yeah, that car is making good power, and he knows how to put it down. He knows where to put that car and how to do it.
I'm excited to see what Cole Richards is going to do. I think this track will suit his driving style very, very well. Like you said, New Jersey, very unassuming overall, but when it's flat, it's almost like a blank sheet of paper. What can you do with it? How can you really drive to the utmost, really impress the judges? Don't leave it in the judges' hands. Fill all those zones. And like you said, here we are, 4 outside zones, no inside clips. Yeah. I can't recall a time where we had at least not 1 inside clip. Like, that's just, why do you think the judges went that way? A new paved area also on the outside zone.
Yeah, I think last year was the first time we took the inner clip out for this course, and it's going to make for really good tandems. And
all right.
Yeah, absolutely. We got O'Connor there in the hot seat.
Yeah, the ignited soul. So Ryan O'Connor, he's going to be our first driver up there on deck. Then we're going to move on to Chris Leonard, Wadman, Kanapik. Saw Kanapik on my flight yesterday. He's excited, got a really good attitude and overall. But taking a look at our Worldwide Technology Raceway, like I said, it's hot. That is another role, another opportunity for demise or success, how you can handle the heat. This is take a look at our driver championship standings. Rudy Hansen leading Ben Hobson just by 6 points. Cole Richards, Alex Jaeger, and again, Brutsky, a multiple champion in the PROSPEC Championship. Nate Chen, he is definitely one to watch. Farouk Kawai had a really great New Jersey. Jack Davis, Andy Haley, and Jaden, that 15-year-old. Oh my gosh, he's an absolute weapon. He's tuned up, really excited, very humble kid. Cody Buchanan, D-Matt, this is Derek Madison's track. Saw him in practice, doesn't seem to be exactly dialed, right? What's this? What are you signaling here?
He made friends with the tires here earlier, and I'm really glad to see him back out track. So he might be missing a bumper and a hood, but he's ready to attack.
Dustin Miles, Medici, Love, you can see him, Katanitas, Zach Farrar. So taking a look at the driver's championship. Do you think it's, you're a driver yourself, you've never competed in Formula Drift, either Pro or Pro Spec, but you drive quite a bit, you're what's your company called again?
Make It Modular?
Make It Modular. Is it easier to do 8 rounds of Formula Drift or 4 rounds? I'm not talking financially, I'm just talking, what's your thoughts? What's your take, 8 or 4?
Well, obviously, the lesser number 4, there's a lot less logistics going on. But yeah, to make that jump is probably more than just twofold on paper. It's a lot of pieces to put together.
Well, every round counts. That's kind of what I was getting at there, because you have
especially 4,
if you have 8, oh, I missed one, but 4, it's like if you messed up on 1, the percentage, it's 25% of your points that are out the window. Walk us through this track here. We have a total score of 100. Our 4 judges here. Brian Eggert sitting out. So Robin Ishida, Ryan Lantain, Chris Ewell. Here's our outside zones.
Yeah, we got a little different track here. We had a little bit more pavement here. Outer Zone 1 is shifted forward a little bit, so they're going to want a nice snappy transition going into Outer Zone 1, completely filling it, transitioning smoothly into Outer Zone 2, and digging out of that 2, going into 3, all the way outside to the old pit road here, going in wide, and making a nice snappy transition towards that, while Outer Zone 4, the finish is a little shorter this year as well, so we're going to see how these guys pull out of this course here.
All right, so again, we will fill our final 8 spots. So essentially, we're looking at 26 drivers. We're going to lock in, and 24 drivers. We'll lock in our 24 drivers, and then the remaining drivers will try to fill those final spots. So taking a look, I believe, how many drivers we have entering competition? 36, 37, 30, 39. So it's 7 drivers are going to be watching from the sidelines. Our judges, Ryan Lantain, Robin Ishida, and Chris Ewell, again, rotating throughout the season. There it is, the bread man, Ryle Connor. He's got a whole grain burnout here in our Pedal Commander burnout box. The Ignited Soul Nissan 350Z, see if we can get it together. Coming to us from Mill Valley, California. Look at that. Again, Ryle Connor, Mill Valley.
Yeah. I see what you're doing.
Okay, yeah. No, I didn't do anything. I'm just reading what his name is.
Bring it to our attention.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan O'Connor here, our first driver. You've had a great, basically, practice. What is the X factor? Well, this is, again, you got 0 to 90 points available on that judge, on the line, angle, style. X factor, the unknown, heavy and controlled throttle usage, driving with big angle with consistent pace, showing vehicle stability and balance, and performing at high level driving. Just that like, what? Kind of just leave it like your jaw dropping.
Make me go wow.
Make me go wow. Yeah, exactly. Or speechless, or not say anything, right? Just like, holy beep, like you want that something, that X factor. So who's going to bring it today? We will find out. Again, we start from the bottom, work our way to the top. We'll end on Rudy Hansen. Every driver, again, will have 1 run. We'll lock in the top 24, and then the remaining drivers of those 39 as scheduled here will rerun on their second run to fill those final 8 spots. Here we go. Ryan O'Connor out of the gate. Turn the wheels for our round 3 of Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Let's see what Ryan's got. Going outside zone 1, you can see there, denoted by the box. Hits it and quits it, gets out of it real quick. Onto that rumble strip, outside zone 2, gets in there. Not a lot of angle, like to see a little bit more angle here from Mr. O'Connor. Into that 3rd outside zone, gets involved definitely in that last outside zone. Well done on that final outside zone by Ryan O'Connor, but seemed like just getting more and more comfortable through the entirety of that run.
Yeah, you can see these guys have been practicing all morning and a little early this afternoon and getting more comfortable with this new layout. They're kind of the guinea pigs a little bit, so the pros have a little advantage of watching these guys kind of put what they can do. Ryan O'Connor coming out of the chute here. I did like his flick initiation here. See a little style there. Fills in out his own immediately, but comes out of it way too fast, and his transition was a little too late there going into outer zone 2. I think that's why he had a lack of angle, but you spoke about that lack of angle coming into outer zone 3. They kind of need that to reach that, but we would have liked to see more angle and him staying in outer zone 3 later to set him up better for outer zone 4 as he finishes out through and heads up towards the bank there. Another take a look at from the sky here. Another little flick into outer zone 1. Filled it, leaves it about halfway through. He put his nose into those rumble strips. It's not where you want to put the car in there to set yourself up. You want the back end probably on that rumble strip instead. Lose a little bit of angle. Not much wavering, but that could have been a little grip issue. It was smooth. We'll give him that as he goes in outer zone 4. I like that approach there, and he stayed in outer zone 4. So very solid points. I think we'll see him top 32. That's a pretty bold statement to see our first guy, but hey. I feel pretty solid considering the course change and how difficult it is on paper.
That's a great vantage point there, Matt. Thank you. How is the asphalt? Have you been down on the track? How is that transition, the freshly paved as opposed to the previously paved?
I'll tell you this: if it wasn't a different color, you'd never know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's smooth as silk.
Good. All right. So I don't want to wear that on my body. That is wildly uncomfortable. So
I never said you had to wear it.
Okay, but like silk is smooth. I'll wear a silk shirt. I'm not wearing a pavement shirt.
Smooth as butter?
I'm not wearing butter either. I don't know. Yeah, we're good. I'll crush some butter anytime. All right. The points that are at stake here for this round of competition. There it is. 100 points for first, 88 for second, 76 for third, so on and so forth. Again, just in the shadow of the St. Louis Arch. St. Louis just across the river. Technically, we're in Illinois, but it's just easier to say St. Louis.
Yeah, East St. Louis, staying over top.
Yeah, but a lot of potatoes going on today.
Yeah, what's going on?
You're
there?
like, pound the potato, and I gave you nuts. I was like, mashed potato, or you're eating French fries right now. I don't know what's going on here. This is really weird. Talking about butter.
And you know what? I just ate, too, so I don't know why food's on my mind.
I don't know. All right, so moving on, we got, I believe this is Chris Leonard. Chris Leonard in the L-Spec Performance Ford Mustang GT. And again, near and dear to your heart. I know you're a big Ford guy there, Matt. Regardless, you got to throw that out the window. You got to call it like you see them. Okay?
That's right.
No favoritism. Nothing. You know, you just got to talk about it. You got to be about it.
Yeah, Chris, he's coming up a little short in the qualifying department here the past couple of rounds, so I'm hoping he puts it together here for our Mustang guys.
Okay, relax, Ford guy. Okay. Shout out to those that are competing, or not competing. Yeah, they're competing. They're doing the hill climb. Goodwood Festival Speed. Graham's looks so good right there. Oh my gosh, look at that scooter game. What's going on here? We're gonna watch him go to the bathroom. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. What's up, dog? That's Graham. He works on Matt Fields' team.
He's helping Kennedy out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. He's talking about Z, right?
Yeah.
Zendara. All right, what are we waiting for here? Let's go. What are we waiting for?
Let's kick the tires and light the fires.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not light the fires.
Yeah. Don't do that. All right. 76.66. It's a 76.6666. The number of the beast. Our boy Max down there sending the cars through that start chicane. Here we go into that first outside zone. Boom. Good flick. Massive angle there in that first outside zone. Is it too much, though? He recoils, gets into that second outside zone. See him hit that little left foot brake, that front right wheel come to a stop, and into that third outside zone, working all of it. Really well done. This is a different driver, I swear, from previous rounds. Really, really well done by Chris Leonard. That is not Richard Advani, just a clarification. This is Mr. Chris Leonard. Unfortunately, Advani could not make it here this round. So, are you stoked?
I'm impressed. That's after watching practice and basically all of his runs, he really stepped it up here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. He's got points on the board for sure. Once we can take another look at it, we'll take a deep dive here. Awesome flick in here. It's almost like that JTP-esque as he fills in outer zone one. All the angle out of that Mustang here, little weeble wobble there, but he slows it down here in the transition, as you said, a little left foot braking. It is kind of a slower point in the track, but he does a really good job getting in outer zone 3 and just about filling in the whole thing. Lazy transition here. That was my only nitpick here as he fills in outer zone 4 completely. So it'll be interesting score to here. I'm going to go with the high 70s from Leonard here.
Oh, I
from the sky.
And you talked about that last round in Jersey. You said he's got to drive it like JTP because JTP had that setup where you have to commit. Fully commit, otherwise it straightens out and it kind of, like I said, recoils is the word that just came to my mind.
I like that.
It's,
I was actually talking to him earlier after the drivers meeting. He said he put a rear sway bar back into it to take some grip out of the car, and it kind of shows here too. Nice, awesome flick, so you can get fluid. You know, you have too much grip, you can tell even from the outside you're going to be fighting that car. You'll be the beehives and trying to use all
like
the tools to keep the thing lit.
You get that tank slapper where you boom, boom, and it counters back.
But that's so far. I mean, we've only had 2 runs, but that was a good fill to outer zone 3. I did see a little deficit there in outer zone 2, so I might have to reel in the score that I spouted out there, though. So we'll see what the judges have to give this run.
All right, well, we're working off at 76.66 with Rye O'Connor as we wait for our verdict from Mr. Leonard. Again, if you're just joining us, we are live here, round 3 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. It's all coming down to UMC, Utah Motorsports Campus, for the PROSPEC champion. Last year it was Thorne who made the jump from PROSPEC to Pro. So no defending champion here in the PROSPEC, just making the jump. Are we going to have this one? Taking a look. This is Mr. Wadman, Brian Wadman in the S chassis. Oh, we got a late entry here. Here we go. Where's the bananas? The shell is red. Did you see the SNL skit with Pedro Pascal as Mario? It's a me, Mario. It's really, really good. Go look it up.
I'll have to.
Later. All right, so Wadman pulls to the line, waiting for the verdict. .66, so you're on the dot, man. I was thinking it was going to be about 80s, but you called it. You said high 70s. Well done. Looking at your little SOPA future ball there.
What can I say?
Yep. Look down at my hands. It says 78. I said 78. 78 figures. There we go. All right, Mr. Wadman. Don't live up to your name. Don't wad it up, man. Here we go. Brian Wadman, Liquid Molly S chassis initiates. Good aggressive initiation. Look at that, filling all of it, man. He is GT radial full of that outside zone 1. Outside zone 2, want to see the different angle on that, but good angle overall, consistent. Look at the fluidity here. Does this have big X factor moments? You can't win in qualifying. You want to get involved, and Wadman does that. I'll tell you what, this track right now, I'm expecting some really good head-to-head.
Absolutely.
Right? I think there's a big opportunity to, you're going to win it in the chase.
Yeah,
you know
Wadman,
what I mean?
Yeah, he missed out the first couple rounds here, but he's showing up for sure here as he fills in outer zone 1 really well there. Nice snappy transition outer zone 2. Maybe we'll get a better view at that in the eye of the sky, but here, look at that outer zone 3. Fills it completely. Awesome angle here. Little snappier transition than the last qualifying run, but fills that outer zone 4 just completely as he runs back up the bank. Does a really good job here. Brian did an awesome job there doing all the responsibilities here. Checking all the boxes, coming out of outer zone 1. Could have been a little earlier transition there. Gets out of outer zone 2 way too early. Flirts it with a little bit, but makes up for it in outer zone 3 as we come out of there over the sky here. Nice little smooth transition. Flirts with the wall just a little bit and stays in it to completely fill outer zone 4. That's going to be a solid score for him as we look back at Mario Kart here.
It's a me, Mario. Here we go. The Rainbow Road. Is that what's going on here? What was your favorite? What was your favorite Mario Kart track?
Oh man,
so many, just childhood memories.
I think Rainbow Road was my least favorite.
Yeah.
Just that danger of falling off. You know?
There you go. Burnout Box is filled by Adam Kanapik, Pedal Commander Burnout Box. Part of the Donut Media crew. He's definitely a busy man. Donut Media. Still making t-shirts. Still making content. Some of the memes go over my head that Donut Media posts. They're like
the short videos, yeah.
The like random. I was like, what is going on in Pumphrey's head? What's the number here? What do we got? 75. All right, so 75. So nobody hitting that 80s just yet. Is Kanapik going to be that guy? He's been spending a lot of time, a lot of effort. I was talking to Jason, a spotter, and he's saying a lot of engines and only and only a few rounds. So they've definitely been busy, but would love to see the results. I know Kanapik's got it in him. He's seen many different iterations of ProSpec, previously Pro 2, seen him drive out in Pro-Am. A talented driver, just has some bad luck, man. Again, cars are wound up. And
yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, that definitely hurts the budget when you're going through an engine around.
Yeah, I think he's gone through a couple around. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Adam Kanapik out of the chute. Let's get that outside zone. Filling all of it. Look at that, right on that course edge. Again, you want to just bring that X factor, baby. Again, that 10 available points, but 0 to 90 line style. Kanapik, great angle there. Almost out to the red and white. What are we going to do here? Kanapik, that last outside zone. Flirts with the wall. Gets in the rumble strip. Saw a little him and haw from one of our judges. Like, okay, you know, but overall, I think he risked a lot there, especially on that last zone. That wall is unforgiving, and it kind of bumps out. Can we talk about that on that last outside zone?
Yeah, sure, we'll get to that. His entry, awesome. A little more straight up than I like to see, but he really made up for it in outer zone 1, just flirting with that dirt there, getting his nose in there in outer zone 2. You can see a little correction there. We haven't seen the decel map quite yet, but you can see handbrake as he went in outer zone 2. Came in smoothly to outer zone 3, completely filling it up. Pouring on the smoke here. You can see a little hesitation there. He checked up, added a little more angle. I think he was just on the cusp of his car was just getting a little more best of him there. Looking at it from the sky here, awesome initiation. Filling up the outer zone 1 with the smoke of those GT radials. Got the nose into the rumble strips just a little bit, but he pulls out of it and fills in outer zone 2 completely, in my opinion, and makes that transition, which is difficult. You got to have your gearing on point here to fill that outer zone 3. Transition was a little late, and I think that's why he had to make that checkup and add an angle, but he kept in it in outer zone 4, and didn't need to salvage the run, but he made it look good and smooth as he could with that little correction.
So again, going back to that last outside zone, when you transition from that outside zone 3, the newly paved area, whip it into outside zone 4, that wall, it kind of bumps out a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's enough to be like, whoa, it comes quickly at you.
Yeah, it doesn't go away from you until you're at the zone, so you have to really kind of gauge in there and work what kind of arc you want to draw with the rear of your car coming out of our zone 3 and your transition.
It's going to get difficult for the chase drivers when we get to tomorrow and obviously Saturday's festivities of Pro. All right, Daniel Malvasio in the BMW. So Malvasio, great looking car. Again, Pro Spec, everybody utilizing the Link engine management, everybody on GT radials. Same size overall. So thank you to Link engine management. What are you looking at?
84.
84 there for Adam Kanapik. Thank you so much. And 84 for Adam Kanapik. That was great. Good for him.
Yeah,
that's got to be an ego booster for him. I think, he's had some bad luck. Like I said, he has it in him, as do all the drivers. But you got to show up. You got to be 100%. And unfortunately, Adam's had some bad luck until now.
That's kind of my motto of my business, and the little ethos as you like to use is victory loves preparation.
Ooh.
And there's a little bit of luck in drifting, but there's also...
Is that exclusive to you?
No,
I've heard that before.
You have.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But let's check this out.
Here we go. All right, so Malvasio coming out. Dan Malvasio initiates in that first outside zone. Oh, look at that. Quick little correction there. Again, the truth serum here with those white wheels. It's going to showcase or highlight if you do have correction or you don't. Quick little jog over on that first outside zone 3. Getting out there. How's he going to handle? See that little quick twitch. Look at the flick of the wrist into that last outside zone. Malvasio hits that bank that Chelsea Denofa broke his heels on a couple years ago. But well, you can reference that later.
Yeah, looking at these runs here, the next drivers it's only stepping up. We keep on getting better. We're only in the bottom of the bracket here. Look at that, filled up that whole outer zone 1, but you can see a little waver in here. Grabs a little handbrake, heading a little too deep in outer zone 2, but then he pulls out of it, just digging that car. Usually these guys are trying to stay in one gear through here. Comes out outer zone 3, a little early, a little wavering in the transition, a little unsure of himself, but he set himself up good despite that correction to outer zone 4. Looking at from the drone here, filling out the outer zone nice and smoke. Could have used a little more angle there as he transitioned too late there, in my opinion. It kind of slowed him down. But the arc that he drew into outer zone 3 was nice, even. Left it a little early, but then you can see this waver from the other side. It won't be, I think it'll be a little deficit, but not enough to, like, let's say, an incomplete or anything like that. But he's definitely got points on the board, Jared.
Seemed like he scrubbed some speed going from outside zone 2 to 3. Was that a checkup or what? Watch it here again. Watch going 2 to 3.
So it kind of happened in 2. So you can't see there, but he grabbed a little handbrake earlier, and then it just slowly was digging out of it. And going back to talking to Travis Reeder about this, I was like, what gear do you put this in? He's like, I want to put it in one gear. I don't want to do any shifts because there's too much going on in here to complete this course. So with these guys with quick chains, really have to dial it in to find that perfect RPM range, so you don't have to have too many driver inputs.
All right, great feedback, great insight from, as you say, Travis Reeder, a pro driver. Here's Zindara Kennedy, Z Drives, stunt driver, talented driver, and she got the checkered flag. Congratulations! Last lap. 77.3333333. All right, Zindara Kennedy warming up those GTs. She's never stopping tuning. Never stop. Oh, having a little struggle bus here in that burnout box.
It is a little narrow.
Yeah, I know. We went from double burnouts. And this is double burnout box too. It's great, and which is again, love the addition. She's flirting with that wall over there. Easy, Zindara. Save it for the track.
Yeah, it's good practice.
Yeah, right. Again, great facility. Thank you to Worldwide Technology Raceway Park for playing host. Round 3 of ProSpec, round 5 of the Pro Championship. Qualifying for both ProSpec and Pro today. We'll have ProSpec competition tomorrow, and then Saturday is game day for Pro. Judge is very busy. Striping, judging, watching. Look at the baby, look at the baby. Here we go, Zendara Kennedy. Out of the chute, initiates in that first outside zone. Another rock solid, quick little correction there. You saw the wheels kind of counter into that second outside zone. Checks up a little bit of speed as enters into that third outside zone. Doesn't get all the way there. Yeah, you see some hippie shake there, looking like Elvis. Comeback special in that last outside zone. Goes Zendara Kennedy.
Yeah, it's very interesting, Jared, to see these drivers progress even from their first lap till qualifying. They've really stepped it up, and it's almost like even when they didn't have any practice now, but look at that. She filled up that outer zone, using all that angle. You can see the wheel getting that full lock here as she enters in outer zone 2. Using all that little left foot brake in there as we come into outer zone 3. Fill it in nice and decent, a little wavering there. Using all the angle again. Nice smooth transition outer zone 4. Could have been a little deeper from this angle, but overall, excellent job.
Absolutely, Zendara Kennedy. Quick little inputs here and there, and it's like I said, those white wheels, they're going to highlight a mistake or some real rock solid driving. Unfortunately, saw those little twitches, but overall, good run. But what we've seen previously is just going to elevate, man. I'm really excited for tomorrow and for Saturday's competition. Just these outside zones, the fluidity of the track overall. You know, you talked about, again, referencing Reader in your conversation with him, talking about how it kind of narrows down this funnel, right? It's kind of like wide open spaces, like Dixie Chicks, right? And then it narrows down and it funnels in. St. Louis, Seattle narrows down even more. So like you said, gearing, all these things, but there's so much room for opportunity with these outside zones. I don't know.
We got to turn the AC up in here.
Yeah, I'm sweating over here. No, but I think overall there's a lot of opportunity, not only for success but for mistakes. That's what I'm nervous for that. That's what I'm scared about.
That is the cool thing about having all outer zone ones, is that there's no definitive choke points for the lead driver to not intentionally put the chase driver in, but it gives them a better opportunity to chase.
We got a 79.33 for Z Drives, ZEE Drives, and Zendara Kennedy. 79, so just shy of that 80. So good wheel woman there. Moving on to the Root. The Root is on fire. Trevor Root. All right, Root on that start line. Let's see what Root's got for us. Comes out of that start chicane. Initiates straight line approach. That first outside zone, saw a little hesitancy, and then drew it more in there. A little, again, that left foot brake. And that nice fluid line. I really like that transition from outside zone 2 to 3. You didn't see any hiccup, didn't see any bobble. And now that final outside zone, there's the wall coming into play. So, you know, highlighting that outside zone 2 to 3, really great vantage point, but you saw a little, again, hesitation on 1 and 4, right? I mean, you saw him kind of dig deeper. Watch this.
Yeah, look at that. This is initiation here. He really poured on the angle there. From that angle, you really couldn't tell the hesitation here, but watch his left foot brake. That's a new rule in PROSPEC recently, where they needed those markers like Pro in the previous year so we could see these actions. So he leaves outer zone 3 a little early here. I like his transition here in outer zone 4, but he was a little hesitant, didn't want to put the scratch the paint, so it made him come out of outer zone 4 early. So he left little points on the table there, Jared.
Yeah.
As we look at it from the sky here again, kind of nosing a little bit into the rumble strips there as he gets into outer zone 2. Almost a perfect line getting into outer zone 3, but losing a little bit of angle, and he comes out of it just a hair early, though. The judges want that rear tire to be at the line perpendicular at the end of the zone. It's not at the corner, and they kind of explain this in the driver's meeting here, but you see the rear enters in there, and it's right just shy of that zone. So maybe a couple few more points there, and obviously left for about 60% through as he heads up back to the bank.
All right, and knockout qualifying continues. Taking a look at our drivers. It's hot, it's humid. The drivers knew what we're coming into, so you got to prepare for the conditions. You know, wearing your race suit, being in the cockpit, all the emotions. There we are seeing our ticker. That was intended to be the driver's list. That's not the current standings. That's just where the standings are coming into this round. We'll get that updated. That is our start list. All right, so Root, Licklider, Amanda Sorensen, Bystrack, Chestnut. 76.33, 76.3 for Trevor Root. Licklider. All right, again, another non-stop tuning sponsored vehicle. Warming up the tires, scrubbing them, and rubbing them outside and coming to that start line. What do we got for Mr. Licklider? You're liking being up here in the box and down on the ground, but you're going to be there later today, right, Sopa?
Yeah, hopefully when the sun's a little further down and, you know, we can kick back, send some pro cars.
Yep.
I was actually on the roof for the first time here. As many years as we've come here, I was like,
really?
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, good perspective, right? All right, here we go. Licklider Max with the aggressive set. All right, relax. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Alex Licklider. All right. Ooh, big aggressive. Oh, boy.
Too much.
Landscaping. That looks like 3 wheels off. We're going to run that back. Let's see how it rounds it out. Just, oh, man. Licklider just gets a little worked up, man. He's just like, I feel like he's a caged animal, and you let him out, and he's like, ah, you know, just, he's got it. Just got to tone it down. And when you beat yourself like that, it's kind of a bummer. Let's run it back. I mean, he did round out the rest of it, but I think it was, I have to assume, it looked like 3 wheels off.
That's truly unfortunate here that Licklider just went a little too ham sandwich there. Otherwise, it would have been a perfect, you know, at least a scoreable run. Not a perfect run by any means, but we'll check it out here as he fills outer zone 2. Despite that big deficit in outer zone 1, getting 3 wheels off, which is probably going to be an incomplete. Fills outer zone 3 well enough. Give it in here, pour it on the angle. Good transition. A little scared of the wall here, and he came out of outer zone 4 a little early. So despite all that efforts, it's going to be here.
It's going to be a goose egg, man. I'm hearing the judges. I'm hearing judges say 3 wheels off. And what it comes down to is, yeah, was it okay? Did he salvage? Yes, but is it a chaseable run? That's an unchaseable run because it just went too far off. Yeah. If you're the chase car and you see that in front of you, you're like, well, what's going on here? That just isn't a textbook.
You can't lead your friend to jump off the bridge.
There you go.
You don't listen to your parents.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like you've listened to me a few times, man.
Yeah. Just, I swear, like, there was probably tread still touching the edge of that pavement, but it was, yeah, you know, just a whisper of a wish.
Yeah, not enough. So, unfortunately, Licklider will be going to his second run fighting for a spot because that will be an incomplete for Alex Licklider. Amanda Sorensen, she's been a busy gal. She's in Sardinia, was it? Racing Extreme E. Her and RJ Anderson, they thought got the victory. They recounted some things, and yeah, it's Extreme E, all electric off-road racing international. So happy to get Amanda back here in the building. Her and her brother. Brother is competing in pro. They have a younger brother too that's cutting his teeth in some karting, some other off-road racing. So definitely a talented family. Sorensen making a lot of noise in the motorsports world. Amanda Sorensen, United States Air Force, BMW. Car looks very stiff, doesn't it?
Think so?
Back end, like, just saying how it's hopping. Maybe it's just
that lid.
Yeah, just that trunk lid.
Hopefully they got a pin in there.
Yeah. Oh boy, too soon. Too
soon.
Too soon, dog. Our judges are putting their foreheads in the palm. If your hood, hatch, or trunk, or anything opens, and if it, okay. Yep.
Someone had to say it. Come on.
Of course. Dude, hey, I'm here for it. I got popcorn right next to me, dog. I'll watch the show. That's what I do. Amanda Sorensen pulling up to the start line. Thanks for joining us out here. Formula Drift, 20 years, man. Just have had some beautiful conversations over the last few months just about Formula Drift and its growth and what's going on and just what drivers are doing and what drifting has done for not only, you know, the drivers individually, but for the world, man. It's a cool motorsport, and I'm so proud to be part of it. And, you know, Sopa yourself included, just from the starter to the tower. Here we go, baby. Amanda Sorensen from Las Vegas, United States Air Force, BMW. Good aggressive flick in that first outside zone. Now she's going to transition, get to the rumble strip a little late on that initiation or kind of re-initiation in that third outside zone. man, risking it for the biscuit, flirting with that wall in that last outside zone 4. Gets all of it, fills it up. A little thumbs up from one of the judges saying, hey, I like it, I approve. It was the physical Facebook like. You don't need to tell your grandma or your aunt, you know, you could do it in person. Hey, thumbs up, you did good, kid.
Yeah,
you did good.
I really liked it wowed us, you know, to be honest.
Yeah,
Look at this initiation. It was kind of straight up, really poured on the angle early, and fully filled that out. There's zone 1 here. Looking at the transition, it could have been a little snap here. From that angle, it's hard to tell if she's feeling out outer zone 2 well, but you know, a little bit of wavering. We're nitpicking here, though, but fills out outer zone 3 just about completely. The left rear got right out of there, and then here right in outer zone 4. Pours on the angle. That might have been on the very limit of that car's capability as far as angle is concerned here. Another look at the sky here. Pouring on the smoke through outer zone 1, filling it all the way here. Yeah, like you said, getting that front into the rumble strip. That might have been a little bit of a mistake that the judges don't really want to see, but here we go. Nice smooth line into outer zone 3. Coming out at just the right time. Transitions it just about perfect into outer zone 4 and pours on the angle. Whether it was unintentional or not, she still made it look really good.
All right, Amanda Sorensen. Good execution. What are we thinking score-wise, Matt? High 70s again?
I think we're in the 80s.
80s?
Yeah,
okay.
I think we're in the low 80s.
All right. Yeah, that X factor, I think she brought a little bit more than some of the other drivers, but where she made that, I think she kind of lost a little bit on kind of the standard execution. That outside zone 2 looked a little bit delayed, as you said, getting into the red and white at first glance.
That's what's kind of neat about this course as well, is like if you kind of like fumble the ball coming in the outer zone 2 a little bit, while your car is digging, you can kind of, things are slowing down a little bit for you, and you can kind of look ahead and kind of get a reset without, you know, reinitiating, so to speak, and kind of set up your line a little better and kind of redeem yourself.
Absolutely. All right, so Amanda steps outside of the cockpit. Scores coming in. And an 84.3, good call there. Right. She is our #1 qualifier at this point. So X Factor 2 out of 10. All right, so 84.33 for Mrs. Sorensen. Working our way, trying to whittle it down to 32 here in our Link Engine Management knockout qualifying. This is Mr. Matthew Bystrack. Bystrack in the Gas Factory S13. All right, Bystrack. All right, Bystrack. The Pedal Commander burnout box. Well, kudos to Amanda. #1 qualifier right now.
Yeah, good for her. That's going to set the tone. A lot of people are setting the tone for their weekend here, like Adam Knapik and herself. It's just it's going to be real feel-good, good confidence boost going into tandem competition.
Yep. Yeah, and Amanda, she was unable to make round 1. Evan Bogovich piloted her car that round 1, but Amanda now at round 2 in Jersey and here. So can she hold on to that #1 spot? 84.3. I don't know if that will hold. I don't think that'll hold, man. You got a lot of talent coming up.
Yeah, the list of people that were kind of giving me a little wow in practice, they're to come. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the table.
All right, Bystrack getting ready to send it. All right, on the start line, Max giving a thumbs up and get out of here. Bystrack, what's he gonna do? Into that first outside zone, Bystrack hits all of it, gets into the dirt. So that's you know how that looked like 2 tires off. We will see, but throwing a lot of dirt with the dirt rooster tail into the outside zone 3 and outside zone 4, and just hits it and quits it. And I'm gathering that it'll probably be an incomplete, unfortunately.
That is truly unfortunate. Matt's had a few struggles in the past, and I always like to see our drivers succeed here, but once we take another look at it, maybe it is 3. We missed it at the live run, but awesome initiation here, but it was just a little too much ham sandwich. Maybe it was too over-rotated there, and unchaseable lead. That might be what we're deeming here, you know. So looking at the rest of the run here, comes a little fills in outer zone 3, decent, a little late into the game as far as outer zone 3 is concerned, but also flirts with outer zone 4 as he comes in there and out a little early. So look at the top here. You can see it kind of parks in there. We haven't seen the decel map, but that's definitely not where we want ours to be parking. so to speak, there. So I'm guessing the charges have, and there it is, incomplete run from Matthew Bystrack.
Yep, so incomplete officially. Taking a look at the United States Air Force instant replay. So an incomplete is basically you either, again, hood, hatch, something happens, you hit a wall, it's Formula Drift, you got to drift, not Formula Drive straight. And also unchaseable run is deemed, again, we saw 3 tires off, 2 tires off, mistakes, those all deduced to a 0, which we just like to call an incomplete. And unfortunately, that fortunately, they'll have another opportunity, but it forces them to go and have their second run. Again, we'll lock in the top 24 drivers. The remaining drivers of, as we're looking right now, 39, they'll re-rack them, fill those final 8 spots with the remaining drivers in their second run.
Yeah,
so
the pressure. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The pressure just gets a little more
elevated.
Turned up, yeah.
All right. Thanks to Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. Take a short break. When we come back, don't go anywhere. Round 3, Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Here we go. We are looking at St. Louis off in the distance. The clouds just really sealing in the flavor. Just the humidity.
That is a good way to put it.
Palpable. So, but the making of a great event here. We've seen many different iterations of this track. If you can recall that the first time we came out here, man, GoPro launched a camera out here. I don't know if you remember that. And that's where Johnny FPV, he was drone piloting for us. We were on that far side of the track. One of the fastest tracks out here. Now we've kind of utilized this, and here we go. So taking a look, this is this is Justin Chestnut. All right, into that second outside zone, and that third outside zone leaves it. I don't even know if he got a tire in there, unfortunately. Just really struggling. It seems like he's fighting the car a little bit.
Yeah,
the car's got a lot of grip.
There might be a little more rubber down from when he initially practiced, because he did kind of put in the wall in practice in outer zone 2, so conditions probably have changed since then. So let's take another look here. Kind of a down the middle initiation, a little handbrake. Not even present in outer zone 1 here. Noses it in the rumble strip. Again, not present there as well. Huge deduction here. Let's see if he flirts with outer zone 3. Not so much. He is in drift. He's kind of scaled the whole track down for himself. So if he has to come back, he's really going to have to consider loosening up the car, adding some pressure to the tires, maybe turning up the shocks, get that thing outside, fill the zones, check them boxes.
All right, Chestnut. Chestnut waiting for his score. All right, waiting for the score. Just very, as you say, absent in those outside zones. The after hours auto sports.
Yeah, I think the only zone he might have flirted with was outer zone 4 there.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty low, unfortunately. In our car lineup. 46.66. So,
all right then.
Yeah. So, That is not third position. Apologize, but just let's go off the score. As you know, that would not put him into third.
Sam Magmami warming up his tires.
Magmami. Good. All right, Magmami warming up the tires. Magmami, who's gonna be the Mag Daddy? Is Magmami gonna be the Mag Daddy? We'll see. Come on, Sam, bring it. This gentleman has debuted in Long Beach, that brand new car, great looking car, a lot of power. It's got a lot of grip. You know, we saw that in Atlanta, and it's, I mean, the car needs to get loosened up a little bit. Let's see if he found the secret sauce. What's Magmami got? There it is. So, there we go. Into that first outside zone. Very fluid line from Magmami into that second. And now the third. Little twitch there in that third outside zone. Oh, hits it, quits it. Could have been in there a little bit longer. And that final outside zone looked like he refined it there. Exploding the back bumper across the finish line. And that will not hurt him. Just unfortunately, it'll be cosmetic.
Yeah, he found Outer Zone 5 there out in the bank, so his bumper did. So yep. I really like his flick initiation. Really good X factor, I think, there, and filling out Outer Zone 1 just enough to get all the points there, I believe. Little wavering here in Outer Zone 2. He's coming in there, and you can see it kind of wiggle here through it. He flirts with Outer Zone 3. He's in there about 50% of the time. Very lazy transition here, Jared, but he does fill Outer Zone 4 really well, so he's got some points on the board. Looking from the sky here. Like I said, awesome flick initiation. Doesn't come out early out of Outer Zone 1 too bad, and we get in Outer Zone 2 here. You can see the little correction he had to make. He could have made it a little wider in Outer Zone 3, but overall a nice arc there. But coming into that transition, it was just too lazy for and position-wise. Just wasn't clear-cut enough, and it's going to cost him some points on the board for sure.
More Human than Human. Human Rahimi waits. Okay, let's see what we got here as Human Rahimi. I would say ice, but no ice is surviving there, as it is a hot one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a little break, I think.
Yeah,
we gotta fix our rumble strip here. You can see Magmami there in the Outer Zone 5, we'll call it, the ghost zone.
Right, exactly.
Took a little piece of the track with him.
All right, looks like Rome Charpentier is doing a little Instagram takeover, the Formula Drift account. And again, 75.33 for Magmami. If you have not listened to the Formula Drift podcast, I definitely recommend it. Jacob does a great job, and some great news. When we come back, a little quick cleanup of the course, and we'll continue here with round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Don't go anywhere. Short break.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but blind and real the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional tire stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
you can count on having a team that has your back, an environment that supports you, and plenty of friends. You're gonna make a lot of friends here. And if you like to work hard and really just get what you put in, then Discount Tire is a perfect place for you. You should come join our team.
When you're driving in St. Louis or anywhere where you're doing tandem, one of the biggest things that you have to focus on is managing the proximity. One of the techniques you can do is stab the clutch, grab the handbrake, and then just jump back on the gas. So one of the biggest problems with that technique is when you get into this motion where you're trying to grab a lot of handbrake and you're really managing that proximity. If you clutch out and you're still pulled on a handbrake, you're gonna twist and probably eventually break an axle or break an axle on the spot. So that's one thing that you want to manage and not do, because that will end your event right there. Take it from Turk.
This is it. The finals are set. The lights are on. Who is going to win? Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby. 4 rounds, 4 different winners. Send it. Here we go. This is Formula Drift, and we are on the streets of Long Beach for the first round. This is a grudge match. Your winner, Matt the Beast from the Bay, Welcome out to Road Atlanta. This is round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Lockett Jr., 2-time champion. Lockett Jr., the Carroll Shelby of our generation right now.
The battles that we had at Orlando, I mean, they were intense. There was a lot of contact with the inside.
Richard Osbo, whoa, are you kidding me? Look at that.
You know how Chelsea always drives. It's very exciting to see.
That was awesome. This is Englishtown Raceway Park, also known as Round 4. Simon Olsen, Adam Elsey, neither have had a Formula Drift overall win, and one of them is going to make history. This is an absolute gladiator battle right here. We're only at the halfway point. 4 more rounds, 4 more winners. We'll see you in St. Louis. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. Welcome back here to St. Louis. It's hot, we are sweaty, we are ready to continue on with our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship Knockout Qualifying. Our previous winners, Rudy Hansen, Cole Richards, recently in New Jersey, our previous round. Here we are in St. Louis, and it all culminates in Grantsville, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City at Utah Motorsports Campus. Formerly Miller Motorsports Park. Going back there for another round of Pro and ProSpec. Human Rahimi will be scrutinized by our judges, Ryan Lontaine, Robbie Ishida, and Chris Yule be judging. Rahimi comes out hot, big swing thing into that outside zone 1. Get a little fist pump here, people excited. Again, I was referenced Daniel Stuggy says, I love it because you see Human Rahimi, it'll be like a 100-point run or a 0, but he's still got a smile on his face into that third outside zone. It looks like he missed it just a little bit and then comes up a little bit short. Just you saw him hit it and quit it with that back 2 tires, but could have been a little bit longer. Good aggressive initiation, but just kind of started falling off as he went through the course.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it kind of tapered off there.
Yeah.
Like you see me, I was getting pumped, and then all of a sudden it was like, all right, now we're missing zones. But look at that initiation there, just flirting with the dirt there and the paint, getting it out of zone 2. And here's where it kind of little fell short for me. Lost a little speed there, little wavering, and kind of flirted with outer zone 3 there. Here we come with the transition. A little laser we like to see.
Ooh.
Comes out of outer zone 4 early. He'll have points on the board, but I felt he left a little on the table there. So outer zone 1, just about as good as it gets right there. Nice snappy initiation, and then we come to outer zone 2, fills it.
Not
from
as
that
bad.
angle,
Not as bad from that angle, huh?
Sacrificing a little angle there, coming out of outer zone 3. Transitioned a little later than I think he probably should have, as it kind of set him up for outer zone 4 being not as filled fully there. Another angle here. Look at that, how close that is, just using all that paint. I think that's the most fulfillment we've seen in outer zone 1 so far. You can see him making some corrections there, going into outer zone 3 as he fills about 30% of it, we'll call it. Transition there. They want to see the decel after the transition, which he did do. I just think the transition could have been a little snappier, but he'll get points on the board, and I think he'll be safe. We'll call it that.
Is that enough to lock in a 24, top 24?
At this rate, you know, I might be eating my words.
Yeah.
There hasn't been there's been incompletes that are besides our 46, but yeah.
74, actually not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad score overall. Again, at first glance, again, don't look at the position. That's only since we've been creating the graphics.
The X Factor.
That is.
I thought there was a little more myself, but
X Factor 0.6.
I don't know if McScrooge is in the house again or what.
Scroogey McYuley. Yeah. Yule is definitely bah humbugging those X Factor points. He did that previous rounds. Oh, Lontaine says I gave it a 0 X Factor. So the Canadian. Oh yeah, when Yule was judging, Lontaine was not. So now you got a couple. They're beholden. They're holding them back.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd. Hickory dickory dock. 74. What? Who got a 0? That was. Oh, previously. Okay. Hearing the judges talking, I'm like, that is not an incomplete. I mean, you guys are harsh, but.
I mean, we're not the ones to say I'll be all, but I think we know when there's a
yeah.
complete run anyway.
I had my youngest son's friend. My youngest son's friend. So Tyson, his friend, he says, what did he say? What do basketball players do when they go blind? They rap. It's like, whoa, savage, dude. Right? Because I mean, it's an unenviable job, right? I mean,
right.
One of the most, I'm just gonna say, thankless jobs of the staff and crew is, you know, outside of the winner, there's you know, potential for 8 people or 4 in PROSPEC that love the judges every year.
That's what
you know what I mean?
Say, you're always going to be right to one person, right?
Exactly. Yeah, dude, I love you, bro. Thanks, man. Next round. Yeah, you're number 1. You're number 1. You know what I'm talking about when they give him the finger, not the pointer finger. You know.
The bird.
All right, now we got the ticker rolling. Kelsey Rawlings rolling up to the start line. One of 3 females in competition. Love to see the variety again. No gender needed on the vehicle, just good driving. Let's see it. Let's see what Kelsey Rawlings. She's got here at your Ford power plant, Matt. So I know you got a little sweet spot for this ride. Here we go. That Ford power plant S chassis. Gets a little bit of dirt, but didn't look like too off. Just again, throws a little brown cloud in that second outside zone, and that third outside, a little hiccup there. Looking very similar to Hoonery. Oh, she gets involved in that wall. She is going for it. Risking it, gets out to the outside zone, gets on that rumble strip. She's not leaving anything for the imagination.
So,
what? Do you not like that?
No. I was going to say the rumble strip is actually deemed outside of course.
So it's like dirt. It's like
yeah. So she was looking strong in practice all day. Laura Vigron, I think that might have been a deduction for maybe 1 tire off. Maybe a little nitpicky there, but you can see the left foot brake here in outer zone 2. It kind of set her up, upset the vehicle here, but that's the first wall contact we've had in outer zone 3 all day. Almost left the bumper there. Decent transition here, but threw on a little too much angle, and that's 1, if not 2 tires off. So definitely some deficits to her score, but an overall good performance. She's got to come back. She's going to do even better. I'm feeling it. So here we go. A little later transition outer zone 2. That might have been why she put on the left foot brake. A little wobble there. Taking a little angle out of the car, and yep, like I said, a little bonk there. Transition in outer zone 4, but poured on the angle. It probably saved her, to be honest. She slowed down the car with the angle, but the momentum wasn't as smooth as her other zones she was just feeling.
Ready.
So here we go, another look at this impact here.
Boink.
Just enough, but
yeah, it disrupts the car a little bit.
We've seen impacts upset the car worse, and that was the first one, like I said, in outer zone 3. So did a good job of keeping her composure and completing the run, and she'll have points on the board for sure.
All right, so Kelsey Rawlings waits her score, and here it comes in with a 74. That's kind of what I was going for. Very similar to Hoon Rahimi's run, and he had that 74 as well. So There you go, back-to-back 74s. That's Kelsey Rawlings. Puts one in the books.
And no X Factor.
No. You know, the opportunities for X Factor are very minimal here at this track because, again, you talk about the wall drag or getting close, or, you know, it's, I would say that's probably, you know, outside zone 3 is a big opportunity, but it's more that rate to angle or that just that initiation. I think that's going to be a big X factor.
Yeah, like you said, the rate to angle. How fast are you whipping that thing into outer zone 1? How fast are you doing your transitions and the timing? How close can you get to these walls? Because there's plenty of them to not run into.
Yeah, right. All right, here we go. Jeff Donati, he likes to party. You don't cause trouble. He doesn't hurt nobody.
You lost me.
It's a song.
Oh.
Yeah, come on.
It's probably not the genre.
No, it's not yours. Here we go. Jeff Donati initiates in that first outside zone. 3-wheel motion. Hit and switches. As Donati goes that second outside zone, and now good fluid transition that third. Yo, talking about that wall. That's a little X factor for your sprinkling on your diet. Come on now. Jeff Donati in that last outside zone. Well done. Hit him with it. Salt Bay up in the building. Jeff Donati.
Awesome.
That was fun. That was fun to watch, man. That was, I mean, he risked it on the outside zone. He saw him hitting switches like Ice Cube, and then in that third outside zone, getting familiar with the wall.
You know, he might have made up for that. Look at how much angle, rate to angle, just like he was in outer zone 1 so fast. Good transition here in outer zone 2. A little handbrake there. Like you said, nice smooth transition here into outer zone 3 as he rolls onto the throttle here. Not the snappiest transition here, but he did fill out zone 4 and a little bit of correction there. That's going to cost him a couple few points here. But look at that. Look at how fast the rate to angle there. Just leaving the dirt cloud behind him as he exits outer zone 1. Immediately fills outer zone 2. Keeps it on the angle. Very little wavering here until he hits the wall a little bit. But even then,
it doesn't disrupt the car.
He's like,
That's what's cool.
I'm just going to sprinkle a little left foot braking.
Going to give it
and
to
here
you.
we go.
Going to give it to you, Donati, man.
Boom.
And then this nice little track plays over. I feel like we're gonna drop a rhyme right now.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I feel like, if anything, if the black and white points of like hitting the check boxes in the course weren't fully hit, he could have made it up for the X factor.
Right, that offset. Yeah, the offset of it all. Yeah. All right,
it was exciting.
It was, man. That's what we're here for, man. Here's your popcorn. Go ahead. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? Again, dropping tires, not lyrics. That's what we got here. Remember, always wear a helmet when you're riding a quad. So your friends don't know it's you. All right. Great track. Thank you again. It expanded out here from previous years. Are we getting Eggert up in the box here for qualifying? What do we got, Brian? You want to wrap out? Maybe thinking about it. It's prepping. Okay. Well, again, you're just chilling, man. We're just gonna have a conversation. Feel like he's nervous. He's sweating now. Look at that. Here we go. Donati with an 83.33 X Factor, 3.6. That's great, man. This is. Again, we talk about, you know, building the ego. He had a tough start to the season, writing off his car, you know, and banged up, but now here he is. That's great, man. That's good for him.
I mean, if you take those X Factor points out, I mean, we would have been a little lower there, but oh man, that's good to see.
Yeah, it's really, really great. All right, Mr. Casey Cole, M-Spec Performance Chassis. All right, got friendly wagers going on up here in the judging booth. Nice job. That's it. We go. We got a little track cleanup. Get our guys off course as Casey Cole. So with Donati spreading his love all over the track. Tire debris and dirt. Why am I getting scowls over here? You just keep judging, okay? Literally, that's your role. Really, give me a real judging look over here. All right, Casey Cole pulling up to the start line, and our 12 o'clock boys exit stage right. So we got a few in the 80s. talking about Knappich. We're talking about Amanda Sorensen and Jeff Donati. Let's see what Casey Cole can bring. The M-Spec Performance Vehicle has got his teammate, his wife spotting for him, and Stookie Pro Championship for M-Spec boys. And here we go, Casey Cole initiated that first outside zone. Quick little handbrake pull in the second outside zone. Missed a little bit of the beginning of the second outside zone. Third outside zone. Could definitely have some more angle, kind of a straight line approach, but fluid as all get out. Oh, that was aggressive on the last outside zone. You saw kind of, but it was delayed, yeah, as he went in. But you saw him kind of going towards the wall and then rolled into it.
Yeah, I feel like if his car was just a little less gripped, he could have filled out outer zone 1 there. Because on the other side of the coin, if he had a little more aggressive initiation, I would have liked to see that better. Maybe that is because his car was too gripped up, and he just wasn't expecting that going in there. A little later transition, he missed the beginning outer zone 2. I kind of overheard that the judges when they were playing it live here, but he filled out the zone good. And like you said, you know, middle of the road angle there, decent smooth transition as he pours it in here in outer zone 4, fills the whole thing up, gets the points on the board. Definitely contender here, but maybe that track is rubbering in. I think it just gripped up a lot there. I would have liked to see a lot more aggression there, a little more intent as we like to hear, and could have filled out outer zone 2 as a result of that if he would have checked those boxes a little earlier. I liked his outer zone 3 fill here. Could have been a little more snappier on the transition, but he did fill outer zone 4 really well and pour down the smoke up the bank. Definitely contender here for pole.
For pole position. We never call it pole. We just call it number 1 qualifier. Did you say pole?
I said Cole.
Oh.
Casey Cole.
I said, okay, my bad. I thought you said, you know, it could be a contender for pole.
Oh, no, he's a yeah.
I got it. I know what you're saying, but I thought you said, but I was like, we never call it pole position. There's no pole, you know, and like when you're racing, yeah, like IndyCar, NASCAR.
Roundy round.
You win the pole. Yeah, the roundy round. Hey, you know what's really cool? I took the elevator up because I'm lazy, and it said, you know, Worldwide Technology Racing Park, the home of NASCAR. This big FD logo amongst IndyCar. I thought that was great. Hey, Cole, Vernon Cole, 74.33. Rolling coal, bro. He should run a diesel. He should have a diesel. That way he's rolling coal. And he shops exclusively at Kohl's, too.
Anymore? Let's see here.
Dad jokes, guys.
He only uses coal when he barbecues.
It's it. Exclusively. No gas. Exclusively charcoal. That's it. Yep. And for Christmas, he only gets coal. Because all these bad jokes, that's why.
I can just hear the comments.
His wife's smirking over there. I saw her smirking. All right, here we go. The burnout box being occupied. Who do we got here? This is Corey Talaska. You know, I've been to. Have you ever been to Talaska? It's up north, Alaska. No, okay.
Oh my goodness! I thought we were done with this.
No, we're not. We're just having some fun here. Again, casual Thursday. You know, I always call it casual Friday but Thursday. I mean, you know, for those, you know, my mom listening and everybody just doing a little stand-up comedy act here. You know what I mean? Just having some fun with it.
It's all good.
All joking aside, Corey Talaska is here for business. He is dressed for success. Got some great fishing in Alaska. All right, here we go. Corey Talaska, Cora Works, BMW. Shout out to the Cora Works fam cheering on their boy Talaska in that second outside zone. You see some like hesitation there again. All right, here we go. That third zone, nail this thing. Red, white, and black all over into that third outside zone. Transitioning in that final outside zone goes Talaska. Gets that one back right tire in. Shout out to the Cora Works fam. Tyler, we're pulling for you, man. Again, Tyler, the owner of Cora Works, just dealing with some health issues right now. So we're thinking of, you know, thoughts and prayers with you. Shout out to Greg and the whole camp, FYI. All right, Talaska, like I said, hesitation. Didn't seem confident. You know, went in there.
It seemed like the car was really slow to get to angle here. Maybe that portion of the track is gripping up, but he didn't really pour it on until the zone was pretty much done. Kind of set him up for failure here. Grabbing handbrake inside the zone. Now, we don't have the map, like I've said about 14 times. I know you're not supposed to use a handbrake inside the zone.
Right.
Left outer zone 3 a little early there, and 4 as well. He'll get the points. Not much wow factor for me. A lot of transitions were a little on the lazy side. So we'll get into that as we get into outer zone 1. I don't even think he filled that completely looking from the eye of the sky here as it comes into outer zone 2. Leaves it late enough. Sets him up for outer zone 3, but the car just looked gripped up and like it couldn't just get outside there where he wanted it to. And it was a later transition, so he didn't want to just swing that thing and hit the wall, and then the run would have been basically over. So now he sets it up, makes a little correction, gets the points on the board. We'll see what happens.
Swinging that thing.
Yeah. But you can almost see here the hand raise.
Yeah.
Probably the end of it.
Yep.
And you can just tell that, you can just hear that,
Yeah.
that 2JZ under the hood,
Yeah.
just giving it all, like 10 to keep the
Give it
tires
the
lit.
beads, mate. Got the fever lever. All right, Talaska. We'll wait his score. Tyler Foley. So taking a look at those outside zones. So you're saying D-cell in between where we're creating it right now.
So we want it after the transitions, what the judges said. So it would probably be before outer zone 2.
The transition 1 to 2.
Yep.
2 to 3. You think there's a? I think that's more fluid.
There's probably going to be no D-cell
none.
there because you're going to be to the boards there.
Yep. From the windows to the walls, to the foot to
we
the
won't
board.
finish those. Okay.
All right, team no grip life. Well, you need a little grip.
About half a cup.
Like, yeah, if we're baking here, little half cup.
I know
grip.
the judges were putting flour on the track earlier, so yeah, we're baking.
Yeah, fun fact. All right, here we go, and the score, nice, 69. Corey Talaska. Corey, look at this. Look at that face. That's just Stone Cold Killer right there.
So stoic.
That guy right there.
He's from Wisconsin.
That guy.
That guy
will beat you at Pac-Man any day.
Yeah.
That guy, oh yeah.
Truth be told.
Yep. Talaska. Fistful of quarters, dude. Here we go. Tyler Foley. Let's see if he gets involved with the foliage, the dirt or not. Tyler Foley in that first outside zone. Fills all of it. Nice. So you can get a little grip. Team no grip play. Here we go in that second outside zone. Very fluid. So look at that. Wheels counter just locked. Stock lock, ready to rock. Into that final outside zone. Oh, no, man. And there's that wall. The first time we see that wall play a major role. Oh, no, mate. The wall jumps out.
Yeah, I really liked the speed he approached with outer zone 1, and he was looking so pretty up until he hit that wall. Taking a look at that, you can see almost the speed here, just ramming through there. Had to put a little left foot brake in there to keep it inside of the course here as he transitioned to outer zone 2. Little left foot brake in there, coming across the board, throttles down. I like the approach into outer zone 3 here, but car grips up, uses too much angle, comes out of it a little prematurely, transitions a little late, too shallow. And oh my goodness, it would have been just a beauty fish, Jared.
A beauty fish?
Yeah.
What is that?
But now he balled it up and threw it away. So here we go.
Leave the dad jokes to me. I know you're a dad too, but
yeah. Oh, that's truly unfortunate for Foley. I really like that run. I was pumped for it, and then it wasn't one. So he'll be back in the knockout.
Yep. So he'll have to complete his second run. That isn't incomplete.
Here we go. Look at this contact here. Just see, that's a mistake here. For all you drifters out there, if you're going to hit the wall, stay in it. 9 times out of 10, you'll save it. Especially if you're on a bank.
Yep.
You won't get sucked up in the wall. It'll get worse. So.
All right. So Sorensen leads the pack still. We said I was like, I don't know if it's going to hold up, but still, we're not even we're about halfway right now. So Amanda Sorensen, Knappich up in the mix as we see a little sideways Sean Illingworth, Sac City, Auto 350Z. He's got a lot of people rooting for him in his corner. Sideways Sean. Boy, Nico cheering him on back in Los Angeles, painting walls and cheering him on. My buddy Nico's good friends with him. He tattooed me on the 4th of July at my house.
I think, I don't know, was it Rita was telling us about the tattoos you guys got in St. Louis?
Yeah, my body's a passport. It's not a temple, it's a garbage pile. Here we go, Sean Illingworth. It's gonna be Illingworth. Ingworth. Here we go. Sideways Sean moving up to the stage into that first outside zone. Putting us in deeper, but good fluidity so far. That second outside zone. Hammering down. Good, consistent stroke. You see minimal, if any, corrections. Third outside zone. Ooh, big angle. How's he gonna handle? Manage? Ooh, he brings it in. Back it up, put the skirt and reverse it. As we'll take a look here at Sideways Sean. That last outside zone, was that kind of unique?
I feel like the
crazy?
approach there was a little lazy. If you sped it up about 1.5 times, it would have been perfect. Like you said, could have been a little deeper into outer zone 1 there as he pushes through outer zone 2, pouring on the smoke a little late, but he does set himself up for success in outer zone 3. Feels it completely, good enough angle, comes out at the right time, but here we go. Now I feel like if we slow down, the judges, they want to see the decel after the transition. Let's snap that thing and then kind of slow it down. Use the car's momentum and angle to slow it down, not while you're transitioning. Don't make it lazy. Drive the car with intent. So here we go, a little late in outer zone 2. You can see him pour it on about halfway through the zone, but he does manage to make little small corrections here as we go through outer zone 3. Pouring on a V8 supercharged, and there we go, a little late to the transition. That wall's daunting. Like, you're sideways looking at that wall. All you see is the white board, all our sponsors, and then you got to think, oh, I got to turn this car around and set it up for the finish.
So I'm not crazy. I kind of was looking at that first glance. Again, I'm calling it knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
You have time to kind of analyze it. So, yeah, you called it lazy. I call it just maybe delayed a little bit,
Okay,
right?
yeah, laggy.
Lagging,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. There's buffering.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this wheel of death.
Yeah.
Right, uploading a video or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so Illingworth, again, good run overall where he stands, TBD, as we see Dustin Miles of Styles, and 75.33, so great run for Sean Illingworth, so mid-70s, 0 on the X Factor. So, again, that could quickly jump up if you got that rate to angle, if you throw it out there.
Yeah, there's definitely, if these guys could get, you know, this is a new course, we get more laps, we'll probably see more confidence tomorrow as they get some more tandem practice in. We'll see those nice snappy transitions. And we still got some big contenders coming up, so good chance we'll still see them today.
Yep. All right, leaving that pedal commander burnout box, D Miles. See what Dustin Miles has got for us. He's always got good steeds, kind of that JDM look. But no matter how good it looks, it's got to perform. Got the miscolored wheels, the two-face. Got the floral.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Really, two-face? Yeah. See, look at that. Look at that. First year coming up here in Mercedes. Here we go, Dustin Miles. Doesn't need to go. I would walk Dustin Miles. Here we go into that second outside zone transitions. Let's see what do we got? D Miles. Can I highlight pink? That really does highlight again. Either correction or not. And right now, minimal corrections from him. And that last outside zone, ooh, just comes out a bit early, looking with the naked eye. Da-da-da-da. What do we got, Winston?
Very good. That was a solid run. I really like this flick of initiation here. Look at that. 1, 2, bam. Into the zone. Could have been a few feet deeper, but he did set himself up a little deeper on the zone. You can kind of see a little bit of hesitation in the car. Slows down a little bit, but outer zone 3, I think, is where he shined the most on this run. Completely feeling it coming out just about probably 90% filled there. Like I said, a little laggy, lazy transition, but car gripped up at the end. Maybe we'll get a better look at it overhead.
Yeah, the overhead. Watch that last outside
Yeah,
zone.
from the sky.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Outer zone 1, the left foot braking there. Whips it around here. You can see that even the rear tire there is a full in outer zone 2, so he filled it up that just perfectly. A little correction there, throw a little more angle in the car, and that, if he didn't do that, he probably would have filled the zone a little bit more. But we do want some more angle. There we go.
Not as bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking with my naked eye because we're looking straight at outside zone 4.
Right.
Seemed like he left it a little bit early, but right there, probably filled 75% of it.
Yeah,
and kind of went deep and then kind of just slowly kind of started to pull out.
Yeah, and that's another thing with like the gearing in here, at least in the beginning of practice, you could hear these cars coming out of outer zone 3 and really bogging in outer zone 4.
76.33, so middle of the pack right now. That should lock him into the top 24. Again, X Factor. See just a little dash. A little dash will do you. Josh loves drifting. Dogs love trucks. The Big Duck Club, BMW SLR. Fun-loving individual. Joshua Love. Seen some great things from him over the years. Love to see him show up here. From Denver, Colorado. Another After Hours Autosports, him and Chestnut. Tell you what, Ben Hobson's going to be him and Jaeger are going to be a great asset to the pro drivers. Hobson being part of that Bocchi's camp, and also Alex Jaeger part of the Forsberg Racing camp. They're going to give some great insight as far as setup, what's the track look like, going into qualifying. You know, I'm excited for qualifying of pro later. Not that I'm not about PROSPEC, but just getting the spec. So you know, what pro, more about tire, more freedom, a little more builds. Here we go. go. Joshua loves drifting that first outside zone. Yo, look at that. He loves that outside zone as well. And that second outside zone. A lot of left foot brake there, Josh. Get off that. And then in that outside zone 3. Yes, sir. Look at that. Using all of the course. That's the deepest we've seen. Outside zone 3, outside of tapping it. Good, really good precision drive. That was nasty.
Absolutely.
That was like that stinky cheese. You're like, I don't know why, but I like it. And that's stinky and nice. Man, that was really, really good.
It was super smooth. The transitions were nice and snappy, as we like to see it here as Josh pulls off the course. Take another look at it here. Look at that nice snap. Straight up initiation. Fills that zone there. You can see a little left foot brake in there on the other side of the wheel here. A little later transition here as he fills in outer zone 2, pouring on that left foot brake, but it also sets him up for probably one of the best zone 3 fills of the day so far in qualifying, getting all 3 wheels in there actually, but I think the transition could have been a little later, or a little sooner rather, and snappier to fill out that zone 4. Probably just, I'm just being nitpicky here, but you know, that's the name of the game here, and we're going to call it like we see it, as you said. A little snappy transition there into outer zone 2, completely fills it, pouring on the smoke. I think he's got his gearing, everything down pat there to really make that transition from 2 to 3 really smooth, little wavering. Could have gotten outer zone 4 a little earlier there, but he makes it up for it by filling the rest in, pouring it out.
Backing it in. Joshua Love, what do you think? Is that going to take an 84? No? Let's see.
I think it's going to be close.
Bingo bongo, 84! Look at that. That's the magic number, man. So Joshua Love, look at that X Factor. Ooh, Canadian judge, Lontaine, says, not giving you any of my tokens. No way. Nope.
No
you got 10 tokens to give away. None, Ryan? Wow. Sheesh, bah humbug, dude. He gets to take home the one that gives out. He doesn't give out. Man. Up in your ivory tower. Judging, watching, look at the baby, look at the baby. Catch an early flight home from St. Louis. People jump into the closet like it's a magic show. No? You know what movie that's from? No. Margaritas, Castanedis, here we go. And again, a very well-prepped car. No Michael Eza, he's helped him out with this vehicle. Man, looking, I mean, that car is very fluid. Just as I say that, makes a correction. Front wheels, that outside zone, massive angle, drift up. Shoots out of outside zone 3 and outside zone 4. He drew up a great line. Let's break it down. What do you think?
So his balance of having angle and momentum just were a little bit off there.
Yeah.
He had too much angle for the speed that he didn't have.
Right.
So look at here. I like the initiation. Really thrown in there. Car grips up, leaves outer zone 1 early. Again, get in there, handbrake. Car's struggling to light off. So last round, I said this was a supercharged V8. This is a nitrous V8 only. So he leaves outer zone 3 early and pours on the angle again to sacrifice more zone fillage there. So I'm not sure what's going on with Catanedis here.
That's Anita.
So looking at the sky here, you can see that nice snappy transition, but the car just gripped up. Here we go, very late transition there. A little better view of that. Completely absent in outer zone 2 now that we take another look. Not very absent again in outer zone 3. This kind of sets him up for failure in outer zone 2. Swings the car a little too hard and brings it home. So I'm going to have to say this might be like high 60s.
Yeah.
We saw a run that was basically completely absent of all outer zones, and gentleman got a 46. I'm saying since he had a little dash, instead of like we like to say,
it's hooked up, dude.
Yeah,
it's just too hooked up. Yeah, and again,
half that outer zone was handbrake.
Yeah. All right, well, Catsanitas, we'll find out. The score's rolling in. Keep rolling.
But survey says
we're in St. Louis.
We are. There's the arc. You ever been on top of the arc?
No.
Me neither.
I'm good. I'm good. 59.33, unfortunately, for Catsanitas. He is down there. We'll see if that holds to lock in one of those 24 spots. Yeah, it's like a weird elevator thing that you sit in. Have you done it, Brian? Yeah, it's small, right? So if you're claustrophobic, I'm not claustrophobic, but I'm a big dude. I'm good. What's that? Yeah, fit 4 people in this weird elevator. Yeah, I'm good. All right, you know who's good? Eric Medici. What do you got? Medici, that mild to wild 86 BRZ. What did we decide it was?
BRZ.
Yeah. All right, so again, here we go. Nice job, Medici. like that. Really well done. Good fluidity. Wrapping into that.
I think he barely salvaged that to be incomplete.
Was that? I'm seeing him go tablets. I'm seeing him write some things down.
Heads.
Yeah, I always defect out of the gate knee jerk. Is it chaseable?
Yeah,
I think that was chaseable.
I mean, he kind of got choked up, but here, look at that. And transition there, a lot of speed coming through outer zone 1, and then it kind of falls apart from there just a little bit. I think he was using a little too much left foot braking there. The car was going too slow. Not that we're judging speed, but he did fill the zone out really well here. It's just that the car poured on too much angle and came out of the zone prematurely. Getting through the finish line here. Looking at from the sky, filling out outer zone 1, plenty of smoke here, transitioned far too late here. He does get fill the zone, unlike last qualifying round we saw here from Katniss, as we pours on, sacrificing a little bit of angle and transitioning just a little too late there. Filled outer zone 1, but just pouring the angle, close to a straightening. The finish line is a little earlier this year, so the judges look like they're tabulating. I think he's safe from an incomplete anyway. Is he safe from being knocked out? That's to be determined.
Went from mild to wild to wild to mild. A little mild sauce there towards the end. Yeah. All right. We'll find out. What do we got? Moving right along here. Just a few more drivers left. About 15 or so. 16 is what I'm seeing. Zach Farrar. You got Blake Olson, Derek Madison. This is his home track, but he said he got into a tussle with that the tire wall earlier. Zach Farrar.
So did he.
Oh, really?
He had a little yard sale of his body kit there out of outer zone 1. A lot of guys doing landscaping.
70.6, not bad.
Yeah.
Not at first glance on Medici. Again, 0 points X factor. So 70.66. Shinchoku S13. Great looking car. You know what? Sometimes when we've seen this over the years, again, announcing 20 years. Sometimes when they get an incident with the wall, it's like they shake their whole nervous system, and it's like, all right, now I've done it, let's go.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's how bad it is. All right, now I know the limit.
Right. Yep. Feet first time. Now they're diving in head first. Zach Farrar, Shinchoku, S chassis. Shout out to the factory boys. Here we go. Initiated in that first outside zone. Ooh, just barely putting the toe in. So let's go, Zach. Step it up in that second outside zone. Saw that. Did he get in the wall or did he just come out of drill? Okay. Yeah, so like I said, that's kind of one of those moments when you already get into that tussle with the wall and now you're banging them all. Holy cow. Bouncing around like brick breaker.
Yeah, going back to chaseable
bing,
lead.
Bing, bing, yeah.
It's that would have been a little less than stellar, we'll call it, to follow that one. But Zach's one of those guys, he's a B&W homie that he goes ham sandwich right away, and then he finds that limit. So coming up short here, outer zone 1, pouring on the angle here, and kind of sets him up for another failure in outer zone 2 as he bonks the wall here by the Link Management ECU banners there as he comes into outer zone 3, flirting with a little bit, feels about, I'd say most of it, and then the late transition, shallow into the wall, gets a piece of outer zone 4, tips a tire in there. Another look at the sky here, coming out of there prematurely and shallow to boot. So he's tipping that front of the car to the Roma strips. You really can't be doing that. Otherwise, you're not going to get the momentum out of outer zone 2 to set yourself up perfectly for outer zone 3. As you see, he could have been a little deeper there. Surprised he got that deep. That's how he was set up and bonked that wall. But I mean, if someone did put that concrete wall in there, he would have been set up perfect. But the course is what it is. There it is. Another look at it here. And you know what? He didn't stay in it, but because that wall curves away from the course, he gets away with being able to pull the handbrake and getting into outer zone 4.
Gets that back in. Just rips it on in. All right, Zach Farrar waiting for his score. And again, getting into our top 15 drivers. Up next, Blake Olson, Balake from Las Vegas. 60.66. The bearded Farrar. We'll see if he goes far. All right, up next, pulling up. You see him. Great looking BMW. There he is. Another Factory 83 livery. Zone 1. Coro Works, Blake Olson. The Night vision. TNBC. Blake's a great kid, known him for multiple years. Another Las Vegas 702 resident. Blake Olson, leave the start line. What do you got for us, Blake? Again, he's on the tracking, man. Big initiation from him. There it is, filling all of it. Really good fluid initiation. Not even seeing the car with all that smoke. Second outside zone, little left foot brake. Ain't hurt nobody into that third outside zone. Man, look at that. I mean, holy cow. He is absolutely just zip tying that gas pedal down, but he just threw too much at it. That last outside zone just flicked it in it. You saw it kind of, and then he's fighting to keep it sideways. So zones 1 through 3, masterclass. Zone 4,
he was right there to have like that. Wow, that's what we were looking for going out of zone 4. But look at how good he filled out of zone 1 here. Good transition here on this angle. You can't quite see how much he filled out of zone 2, but it's definitely filled from my point of view here. Getting out of zone 3, look at this. Completely filled. The paint might be gone, but he's like, yep, I'll fill that zone. No problem here. Awesome flick here. Just didn't have the momentum to keep on filling that zone. That would have been so good if he was able to do that. So another look at the sky here. Decent transition. Could have been a little earlier, but filled it in just enough, I think, for all the points in that zone. Here we go. Nice and fluid. Look at that 3. Makes a nice smooth arc following that wall. It's snappy. And then it wasn't. The car gripped up, but you really can't blame it. He salvaged the run from being incomplete because it was, we were on that teetering edge of it, not of him parking it or spinning out. But look at this in slow motion here. It just fills up that wall with the GT radial smoke here. And the snap, you can see him whipping that wheel back around. And sometimes that car comes around faster than you can react because these cars are just so gripped up.
Very fluid there from Blake Olson until that last outside zone. This is a gentleman, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. This is his home track. Oh, gosh, look how much rubber's laid down there. It looks like an oil slick. Holy cow. All right, what's Blake Olson get? 76.66. Look at that. So, little opportunity in the X Factor, 1.3. Oh, and look at that. So, Chris Yule now not giving out his tokens. What's that? What's your excuse? You don't land it, it doesn't count. That's good. I like it. Dude. Fight for your right to party. I get it, man. It's all good. He's got a leg to stand on. It's good.
I'll give it to him.
Well, he won't. He doesn't give them.
I don't have any tokens to give, Jared.
Here we go. Derek Madison, D Mads. All right, this fuel lab technology lives right here. This is backyard. What do we got? Got fuel lab F chassis. Goes dynamite in that first outside zone. Outside zone 2. Look at that, picking it up. Nice job. Good fluidity. Woo! Man, that's good. That was really solid in the outside zone 3. Again, getting a little pumped up there. You know it's a good. Yeah, getting that trouble strip. So get got in the red and white, and as you said, the judges denotes that as basically that's going off course. And if you're in the red and white, imagine that kind of like outside zone 1. When you get in the dirt, just no dirt there, just the rumble strip.
Look, his car might be good up, but his driving skills definitely aren't. As he comes in there losing all that angle in outer zone 1, sets himself up perfect. Now look at here how well and late he leaves outer zone 2. Set him up so good in outer zone 3. I mean, you couldn't paint a better picture of how to do that. Here we go, snapping it in there. Just a little too late as the rumble strip takes his bumper and his tire with it. This was an exciting run. If I hadn't seen the X Factor points, I might just have a talk with these guys. But here we go, outer zone 1 filled. That's where you want to transition into. It could have been maybe a scotch earlier, but look how late he left it. And just made a nice smooth arc, getting in outer zone 3. Good decent amount of angle. Just a little too late on that transition. And of course taking a little bite out of his car.
Yep. I mean, really good car awareness in outside zone 2 and 3. I feel like he's a cat with whiskers. He's just testing right there, and he just had a sensibility about him.
Yeah, I like that transition. You can see him just pouring on the angle right before getting the snap.
Oh, it looks like he DB'd that back, right, but he continued on. Yeah, just bango bongo.
Yeah, and that was after the finish. It's qualifying. He finished the run. No bubbles, no troubles.
All right, so taking a look at that rumble strip. Yeah, oh boy. Just gonna get a couple guys, and
luckily they're bolted in. We can swap them out quick.
Yeah, and that was look at that. So that's absolutely gonna disrupt a car. So there it is, just exploding the rumble.
I hope they have spares, unless we have to do a little shuffle with ones that might not get hit as much or something like that.
Yep. All right, so yeah, we'll take a short break. We'll have a cleanup here in aisle 4, talking about that last outside zone. Thank you so much for joining us. Matt Sofa here in the booth. I'm Jared DeEnda. Don't go anywhere. We've got a few more drivers. Got, how many? 13 more when we come back. Derek Madison with the 85, an 85. Well done, D. Mads. Like I said, a lot of pressure, but he rose to the occasion. 3.33. So you said it. Oh, look at that. Ooh, 6 from Mule. He liked it.
All right, no talks happening.
Yep. All right. So here we go. We'll get a cleanup here on aisle 4 when we come back. Some more Link Engine Management Pro Spec qualifying. Don't go anywhere. Sorensen. She leads the pack with 85.3. I thought it was 84. No? All right. Well, when we come back, we'll find out. Don't go anywhere.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy. Let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to the streets of Long Beach. Look at that. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California.
K&N, the official performance air filter of Formula Drift.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but bond and feel the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna
Holy
skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
If you're a sucker for hatchbacks like I am, this car might just absolutely feed your diet. This hot hatchback, the 2024 GR Corolla Circuit Edition, available for only around 1,600 units in North America. Now, keep in mind, this is a 3-cylinder, 1.6-liter all-wheel drive hatchback that has 300 horsepower. Yeah, that's right, nearly 300 foot-pounds of torque. Man, blue flame, ice cap, colors might sound cool, but this is a hot hatchback. The GR86 Trueno Edition. Same engine that comes in the GR86, but now we've hopped up the brakes. If speed kills, well, brakes give life, right? Comes in either the iconic white and black, the Panda scheme, or you got the track red. The Toyota Supra, an icon amongst JDM cars. Well, Toyota has now created the 2024 Toyota GR Supra 45th anniversary. That's right, 900 units available. Mikan Blast, 450, or you got Absolute Zero, only 450 of those. So 900 units in total. To denote this car as the 45th anniversary and change it up a little bit, a rear adjustable wing, also on the corners. Matte black finish on the wheels and black brake calipers. Toyota, 45th anniversary. Happy birthday.
Three-time Formula Drift champion Jared DeEnda behind the camera right there, the voice of Formula Drift, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Oslo. That's right. I'll show you things.
Look, leave it to the professionals, bro. Okay. All right, Mom, Dad, it's been nice knowing you.
Am I making you nervous? Now, I'm just gonna leave it to the professionals. You, Castro, Kushi, and Turk. It's been real. I gotta go now.
What's up, guys? Odie Buckshees here. So from 2022 into this season, I made some massive changes. I was running a 2-car team, my pro car and the PROSPEC car driven by Evan Bogovic. We just wanted to really step it up. We had a good formula and we just scaled it up. Now going into 2023, I'm running a 3-car team. My S15 driven by me, Simon Olsen's driven a pro car that's a brand new build, and the PROSPEC car is being driven by Ben Hobson. So far, we're having a great time. The cars are dialed, they're running great. We did so much work in the off season, getting them up to the competitive spec that they are. All the drivers got multiple test days, so we're coming in swinging. So even though I've tasked myself with being a team manager of 3 cars, I am still the driver of one of those cars. I still have to carry the burden of being ready as a driver, and also the burden of making sure that all 3 cars are running. I got a great team behind me, but I got to make sure everyone's working together. It's this kind of stuff that keeps me going. It's what gets me out of bed. Just always continuously improving and building on this business model. It's a bit of a challenge, but it's also that energy that I need. It's kind of what I live for. So I'm very much looking forward to running all 3 cars this season, and we'll see where it goes into multiple seasons. One of the other big changes going into this season is the title sponsor. Now the title sponsor is my company, Field Suspension, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have it on all the cars. Ben Hobson's car is the Pedal Commander car. Field Suspension still a very big presence on the car, but my car and Simon's car, Field Suspension's title. So feels great to pump my own brand and just put in front of everyone's face and let everyone see how involved Field Suspension is in motorsports, how involved they are on my team and so many other teams that we help out here at Formula Drift. Going into this season, I also changed tire brands. I am now running GT Radial, which is an amazing tire. We were blown away when we went testing. And it really helps that all 3 cars are on GT Radial. For example, if we change tire pressure throughout the day because it's getting cooler and it's gripping up, Simon could be maybe the first one that notices that, and he could tell me while I'm waiting to do my battle and vice versa. So overall, it's amazing to be firstly on GT Radial and for all 3 cars to be able to be on the same tire. And I'm very much looking forward to fighting hard all season long and just putting on a great show for you guys. Make sure to check out our cars on the Throttle app. See you guys later.
I'm Jared Deanna, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Ryan Sage. Ryan, we have a beautiful day, a great track.
I guess it's a win-win the way you look at it, but man, this is gonna be...
Oh! Chris loses it!
Oh, and Darren McNamara, what happened? Oh, Jared! Kyle McCory drops the tire right there. Oh!
Ninja as Millen's pushing hard, and look at this! Pushing way too hard.
This corner right here.
Oh! Blazing speed, and he hits the outside rear clipping zone.
Looking hot, 59 miles per hour. Oh! Conrad Grunwald slams into the tire wall.
I would like to see us continue to kind of move on the trajectory that we're on and continue to sell out events, grow the drivers and their programs, grow our audience, our live stream viewership, all the things that are important to us as a business. I'd love to see that continue to grow. And at the same time, what's important is that people are achieving their dreams.
Of the light strip, the next variation is replacing the old version. The old version was basically a binary setup that was on-off once it triggered a decel threshold. The new version, with the individually addressable LEDs that they provided us, give us the ability to visually show acceleration in a color, a neutral state, and slightly slowing down, and then the decel threshold. So now we The evolution in this light strip was due to the ability of Type S and their individually addressable LEDs that they provided us, give us the ability to visually show acceleration in a color, a neutral state, and slightly slowing down, and then the decel threshold. So now we have a much more graphical representation of the vehicle momentum and the movement than we've ever been able to have before. The judges define areas that the drivers are allowed to decel in. In theory, with last year's light, in those zones is when the binary light would come on. Now with this one, you'll be able to see they're decreasing, or they're in a neutral state, or they're starting to decel a little bit more, or they're braking really hard. Okay, so if you imagine these lights placed vertically on the windshield. So this would be where the windshield banner is placed, where it normally says Formula Drift, right at the edge of the top of the roof. And this is where the hood begins. So as you're sitting in a neutral state, they will be blue. If you started to decelerate, it gradually starts turning yellow, moves its way down till it's halfway through the strip, and then it hits the visual decel threshold that we used last year, and the strip entirely turns red. Obviously, you start speeding back up again, you get back to your neutral state, and now you're starting to accelerate, out of the corner or down the track. It starts at the bottom, and the more you accelerate, it's just like it's pulling you back in the seat, the more it goes up, and then it goes straight back down to the neutral state. A lot of the external perception, or even how the judges think people drive, isn't necessarily how they drive. Especially in the rain events, you can see the people modulating and maybe being dead nuts smooth because they're working it so smooth, the car's being smooth. But as soon as you start bobbing and weaving, you're gonna see these big transitions. You can't necessarily see it from the outside a lot of the time, but the drivers know what it feels like inside. But from the outside, you're like, that looks like it's fine. And inside, they're working really hard to make it happen. So what we're looking at here is we're actually connected via PC Link, which is the Link engine management software. Currently, we just have a throttle position sensor connected. So here's a digital version, dial version, and a bar graph version of that. This actual data is being exported to our unit, which this is the circuit board that I developed for doing this project. Brings in the CAN data, that brings it back out, and we can show that here on this screen. Taking this with a math formula, you actually get this number, and we can see that these numbers actually correlate. I can use my board to output to these individually addressable LEDs.
Thank you to Kevin Wells on that wonderful explanation there of utilizing those Type S lights. Speaking of Kevin Wells and our Formula Drift crew, you could see, so that rumble strip was added this year. It defines the edge of the course. Also, I know in previous years when cars continually go off course, it starts creating a rut, and that way it would, it could cause a debeat or cause, injury to the car or anything like that. But now the rumble strip that's been implemented, now it's causing damage, so it got tore up. So that one segment of it, that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, it's funny when in any road racing, when you go off course and go in the grass, the car actually goes faster sometimes.
Right. Yeah, it's slick. So, well, still cleaning that up, making sure what we got to do here. Hopefully we can find another piece, bolt that thing right down, or are we bringing cable out here? Is that what's going on? Okay. Okay.
That's a secondary operation.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what is going on out here? All right, so you can see a lot of fingers being pointed. People assess the situation, hands on hips, but we are going to get this done and completed, and we will complete our qualifying, see who's going to be locked in for our top, again, 24. We have 13 more drivers left, and then the second run of, again, do the math, 24, 39. What's that come out to?
Carry
15 drivers.
Yeah.
So right now, again, this is, again, unofficial, but I always like to say that because then tabulations come in. Earlier it was denoted that Amanda had an 84.33. It was actually an 85.3. So, again, we always say unofficially till all of the judging has been completed. But Amanda Sorensen leads the pack. It's Derek Madison there in second. And his spotter was in there. He's like, hey, I just want to make sure, but I'm stoked to get out there. The car was in pieces. So Derek Madison absolutely enthralled that he is in the mix in a major way. So again, the ticker will keep on rolling here at Formula Drift, round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We'll again get that rumble strip piece back in there, and we'll continue on with qualifying. Don't go anywhere. Matt Sopa, Jared Dienda, your tour guides here for round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship.
Adam. So Adam, we know that you're sharing a car with Vaughn this year for FD. How did that all come about?
This year, I knew it was going to be a challenge for me. We figured out one of my favorite things in the world that I've ever done. We did an event in Ireland last year. I want to do more of them this year, but I also knew that doing that in addition to a full season of FD and all the other stuff going on in my life, I probably would have ran myself into the ground. But FD is really important to me, and I didn't want to give it up completely. And it so happened to work that Vaughn wanted to come back to FD, but because of his own obligations that he has and the own things that he wants to do with his family and his personal time, he couldn't commit to a full season. So we were able to put our heads together and figure out a way to share a car this season so I can still compete, and I'm very excited for that, and he gets to come back as well.
Nice. So technically, can you guys win a championship together?
I don't think we are in the runnings for the points championship. Maybe there's like a car championship or something, but driver-wise, like I don't think it would be possible. Even if one of us won all 4 rounds, I don't think we could win the championship.
Okay. Now you mentioned your world tour. Now last year I think you only had 1 of those.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you have this year?
This year we have 4. So we're going to Australia, Ireland, New Jersey, and Canada. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's just kind of a way to bring a lot of new eyes to drifting, have fun with some of my favorite drivers across the world, and you know, it's laid back. It's still competition, but it's just like everything that I love about drifting, and I get to go travel to places I want to go.
It's LZ domination right there, guys. So, Adam, I noticed that you got the 2023 team shirts. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, the shirt's just based on the livery this year. I'm running with the same partners as last year. Great companies, Nitto, BC Racing, Pennzoil, NGK, NTK, Optima, Type S, Funhaver, of course, Ford, and it's awesome to have so many amazing companies support our program.
Absolutely. So which ones are the races that you're going to be in FD that everyone can watch you at?
I will be at Long Beach, I will be at Orlando, E-Town, and St. Louis.
You guys heard it first. Thanks so much. Keep watching.
Not since 2005 has the Formula Drift Championship been to the Midwest. But with the addition of Gateway Motorsports Park as a new venue for 2018, the Midwest fans are going to be treated to some of the best drifting in the world. This track very fast and very aggressive is Chelsea DeNofa on initiation. Moves it out of the way, and here comes Chelsea DeNofa.
First battle against Forsberg in the top 16. I got into him and just stayed committed through there. I certainly wasn't going to stop him, so we'll see what happens.
Massive angle from Von Gittin Jr. now into that final outside zone. Wow, punting turn in the next battle. Chelsea DeNofa initiates. Definitely not flirting with the dirt there. Now into that second.
Wow. There's only 8 rounds. With the championship in sight, Irwindale is just around the corner.
that you've been doing a lot of driving in different countries. What's going on with that?
So I've kind of put a weird theory together in my head. First of all, the more driving I drive, it gets me more seat time.
Right.
The seat time will allow me to become more comfortable in different situations. So that seems to be like kind of my main reason. But what I've also figured out is, as far as sponsors and sponsor relationships, I've really found all of my sponsors randomly running into people along the way.
Really?
And that seemed to be kind of a common theme with us. And it seemed to be more natural that way too, and a lot easier to move forward with it. Like, it's actual partnerships. You actually work with them. They travel with you. You do like fun experiences, and it tends to be a more authentic build and an authentic result in the end. You actually want to help each other the whole way. Sending an email and be like, I hope someone responds to me. Most of the time you get ghosted and you never hear anything back from them.
Well, you know what? It's kind of interesting to hear that that's actually happened to you, because a lot of people try and go to sponsors, and it's not a very easy thing to do. So I think the best thing, like you said, is just more seat time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think seat time puts you in front of the right people at the right time. I think that's kind of what it all comes down to.
So where are you going to be next?
So we just got back from New Zealand, and we're in Ireland, and our next project is actually in Poland.
Wow.
So we're going to be going out to Poland. We're going to be working with Night Ride, which is another like large YouTuber, and a whole team out there, and be part of something super cool. I can't really say what it is yet, but we will be at next level out there in Poland shortly. If you want to get into sport a little bit heavier, or you want to learn more about drifting, check out the videos we did with Throttle. They're down below in the playlist, and there'll be more videos added all the time. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Forsberg, three-time Formula Drift champion, and we're here at Formula Drift, and I have actually been doing Formula Drift events since the very beginning. Road Atlanta 2004 was my very first event 20 years ago, and we went all the way to the finals that first round, and we've been punching onto the podium box every year ever since. It is just an awesome time to be out here and competing still to this day and pushing for championships. But you know, our fun doesn't stop just here. We go out on track with our other friends like Ryan Turk and Alex Jager, doing grid life events, you know, doing ride-alongs and demos and things in my four-seater Ultimaniac, because you know, drifting is, you know, it's very much about Formula Drift and the competition aspect, but I got into drifting for the fun of it, and so we still try and have fun with drifting to this very day. So for those of you that are looking to get into drifting, I got 3 tips I tell everybody, and that is, you get yourself a rear-wheel drive car, and the first 3 miles, that's the best bang for your buck, is a diff, seat, and coilovers. The diff will actually lock your rear wheels, very important to get that car to slide. A seat actually seems like something you wouldn't really get at first, but for me, when you're getting the feel of a car, you really want to be able to feel the car and be held in that car nice and tight so you can get control of the wheel and not let that thing throwing you all about. And then coilovers is a nice mod that will just lower the center of gravity, stiffen up the chassis with a you know, heavier spring rate, and make the car a little bit more controllable to get you around the course and have a good time drifting. From there, going into more of a Pro-Am, Pro-Spec round, you're going to be slowly doing upgrades to the drivetrain. It's nice to start out with a car that has a pretty beefy drivetrain in it, like you know, a V6 setup or V8 setup, to save you money from doing a big swap. However, swap kits are getting more and more affordable. So the best advice I can give you is to not overbuild your car and get seat time, because without seat time, you're not going to become a better driver. And people get very caught up in trying to make the best drift car possible and thinking that that's going to be the solution to being a better driver. But if you don't ever get to drive it, how's that going to happen?
And we have repaired the track, the rumble strip here in outside zone 4. There it is. There's a little shot. Arrow, there it is. Arrow's going the wrong way.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's like an Independence Day. It's like, oh, let's do this without the oops.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so track, thank you for your patience. Obviously, a little track maintenance. And saw Connor O'Sullivan get the ball earlier in that left corner. Got towed off. But looks like up to snuff now. Connor O'Sullivan.
Got Jonathan Hurst spotting for him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The pride of Paducah. Put some dirt on it. Everything's fine. Never forget. All right, here we go. Connor O'Sullivan in that RTS BMW. And clear to send. We're back at it like a track addict. Through that chicane, here we go. Connor O'Sullivan in that first outside zone. Gets in there just a little bit. Could definitely be deeper. And that second, oh boy. You know, you wonder what kind of tricks your mind plays on you when you get iced, you know, with this longer delay and ready to go. And says, hold up. But right now, works it out. Loses that back bumper, the lid. Oh my gosh, loses almost half the car out back. So Connor O'Sullivan goes through the paces.
Yeah, I did a little part deletion there towards the end of the run, so I like how he powered through a nice little flick. I don't even think he used the handbrake to initiate, but he could have got a little deeper there in outer zone 1. Way late transition here. You can see if that wall followed that curve of that zone, he would have been deep into that wall. It would have been a totally different story here as he transitions out of 3, leaves prematurely. Kind of a little leggy transition, but honestly, it was timed really well. And he matched that radius in the back end of his car into outer zone 4 from the wall. Another look at from the sky here. Just about filling outer zone 1 shallow there, though. But look at that. See, if that wall was extended there, he would have been right in that car just about off there. So he made a nice line from outer zone 2 and 3. Came out of it early, but I did like this transition as risky as it looked. You know, I believe the rules were written so that if in qualifying, that's not an incomplete if you lose some items such as the trunk and stuff. So, there it is, getting escorted off the track, sir.
Yep. The pit area here covered, fortunately. This is in center of the track. All right, waiting for the score of O'Sullivan.
Yeah, you can see here, Jared, how deep it gets in that outer zone early. That would have been, he was 2 wheels off there according to the zone paint there. It could have been a disaster. So he does fill out the run here. Maybe a little X factor here. I would give him some points there. That's, you know, that's hard to do to match that radius, especially with this course, how it's designed. So hopefully they'll give him some tokens as he's been saying.
All right, let's see what score we got. Just a little over 10 drivers left for their first run. Looks like Austin coming up, Austin Mata. And crawling on in, it comes a score of 69. Nice. Connor O'Sullivan slides into 20th position. All right, here's Austin Mata, S chassis, getting ready to leave the start line. Okay, let's see what Austin's got. He had some great runs earlier in practice, definitely putting it down. So let's see what he's got here when it counts. That first outside zone, good fluidity, really hammering down. A lot of handbrake there as he enters in that second zone. See if he sets himself up for success. Yes, he does. Gets to outside zone 3, really sticking it to the wall. Well done, Mata. And now in that last outside zone, again, another quick little yank of that handbrake. Yeah, I want to get that bird's eye view in the last outside zone, but definitely a feverish run there for Austin.
Yeah, he was kind of flirting with our 2-move maximum initiation there coming up, so we'll kind of see that as we take another look at his run here. So you're going to do 1, and then your initiation is technically the second move, but there's a little cut there, so here we go. Nice zone fill, zone 1 filled really well there, grabbing a whole bunch of handbrake there, but filling out outer zone 2 and through a nice curve coming in outer zone 3. Could have been used a little more momentum, but he comes out of the zone nice and deep. Good transition there, but the car kind of gripped up. You can see the handbrake there is trying to extend it, but it just didn't have enough momentum to continue filling that zone. Another look here from the sky, you'll kind of see that wiggle waggle here as he initiates, so kind of flirting with that rule, the judges. I don't think it was enough to be a deficit there, so he filled it really well here. Outer zone 2 filled really well as well. Bringing it on there nice and smooth into 3. Could have stayed in a little deeper there. It would have set him up a little bit better for, he could have gotten a little more speed out of the car if he stayed in outer zone 3, transition later, and used that momentum to fill all of 4 instead of leaving it early as the car gripped up. Taking another view out here, you can see him filling outer zone 2 there just perfectly. Pouring on the throttle, and here's the results.
And drum roll please, Mata with an 80.33, slides into 6th. So 80.33, 0.6 in the X factor. I would have given him a little more. Would have given him a little bit more there. I think that outside zone 2 to 3, I liked that execution.
Yeah.
All right, up next, we got Cody Buchanan. Cody Buchanan. There are points at stake for qualifying, and you know, we've seen the championship come down, but number one qualifier gets 3 points, which doesn't sound like a lot when you get 100 points for first, but that differentiation, you know, I mean, look at 3 times 4 if you get number one qualifier, 4 points right there. So everyone counts. Here comes Cody Buchanan, SRD Nissan 350Z, and a second outside zone, really hop, skipping, and jumping his way through the course. That third outside zone comes up short. Does not get out there. Big angle from him. Almost kind of backs it in there, loops it, but holds on to it.
Yeah, it's one of those runs, Jared, where I really liked the initiation. I'm like, that is what I wanted to see. As we come around the track here, the initiation was a big two-move. So we'll take a look here. Look at using almost all the run up here. That's what I like to see. Get that tail out, use the momentum, bring a tail in, filling that zone in. I was like, all right, here we go. Buchanan's in the seat, and then we got some corrections here coming in outer zone 2, and then 3. He gets in there, not at all. I thought it, from live, I thought he was there, but in a little look, it was completely absent. And then the transition was a little late, and had some corrections in outer zone 4. Left it early, leaving a lot of points on the table here for his run. And now we're in that bubble area where all the points are going to matter here to get in the top 24, so you don't have to do another run here. So just look at that sweet initiation. Fill that zone. Could have been transitioned a little later, or a little earlier, excuse me, to fill out that zone, but he did fill it all the way. Pouring on the smoke here, and the car gripped up, didn't have enough wheel speed, whatever the case may be, but transitioned the wrong spot there, didn't have enough momentum to carry the amount of angle he put into the car to fill that zone to get all the points.
All right, Cody Buchanan, 74.33, a 74.33 for Buchanan. Locksmith of 16, so that should hold him in one of those top 24 spots. Now, this is the young buck, man. Again, 15 years old. 15 years old, man. Just a big talent here. You know, made his debut in Atlanta. Just definitely piqued a lot of people's interest. Was down on horsepower. Now they figured it out, and I mean, an absolute weapon in Jersey.
Yeah, it's like we said, that course was a little simplified compared to St. Louis, but he's going to be at a little bit of disadvantage here. I was talking to him earlier. He didn't get the new car ready. He was this close.
That's right.
So this car doesn't have a quick change, or they're stuck with the gears they got in the back.
Oh, wow.
It's only got 450 horse on nitrous, or 480 or something like that. So let's see what we get.
All right, Jaden, we'll see what you got. Here we go. Jaden coming down. Big initiation for the young buck. And young Jaden Jackson Performance Corvette. Very fluid. Beautiful exhaust note coming through in that third outside zone. I mean, just some good massaging, just very fluid. Unfortunately, comes out a little bit of that outside zone 4.
Yeah, what I loved about his run is we knew he's kind of at a disadvantage here with the power and the grip and the gears, but he hit it really well, and you can see this here. The car almost did a 4-wheel slide, like coming in out of zone 1 and filled it more as he put on that brake there, pouring on the angle. He's not letting that horsepower deter his style. He's putting more angle in the car. A little boop there, I kind of missed there on the live there, but as you can see here, he's really trying to get that car out there as he's kind of limited with his power, but he does a good job transitioning into the outer zone 4, coming a little short, but he's putting on that angle, so he's giving about as much X factor as he can given the limitations here, but hats off to him for sure. Filling that outer zone 1, pouring on the angle, good transition. He's checking the boxes enough. I think this is going to be a very solid run for him, and right here is going to be a factor in competition in how he's filling that outer zone 3. It doesn't have as much momentum and speed as the other cars that we've seen. I did have the opportunity to see Hobson chase him during practice in that, and you can tell it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Jaden when the competition comes tomorrow.
All right, let's see what Jaden's got. Yeah, like you said, just down in the horsepower. It's unfortunate. What's his new car? Oh, there it is. 73.66. 73.66 for Jaden. So still being a 20th, that he's kind of, you know, we'll see if that holds, because we still got 9 more drivers, and again, we work our way from the bottom to the top, so you know what kind of talent is coming up. We'll see. Speaking of talent, Andy Haitley, the drift wizard, he's having a lot of fun. A lot of fun this season, and even just over the years, he's definitely a fun driver to watch. Let's see how he handles here in St. Louis. Andrew Haitley, straight line approach, boom, going right for the outside zone. Quick little transition. You saw the wheel kind of correct, goes back at it into the second outside zone. And precision driving. Ooh, you saw that. See that quick little flick. And outside zone 3, and then finally 4 gets in the rumble strips. And there we go. So not the tidiest, could definitely tighten it up.
Yeah, the initiation straight up, you know, like what I want to see these guys swinging that thing almost full lock one way to initiate. So it's just a really simple handbrake, but got to give it to him for the filling out our zone 1 and the timing of that transition was really good. Filling out our zone 2, except he could have stayed in there longer, made a longer arc, and filled out our zone 3. I know he's got the power and the talent to swing it out there, so he's going to have little points on the board there left on the table. So filled out our zone 1. I really like that transition coming from 3 into 4. You know, flirting with that wall here. Pouring on the angle here in our zone 1. Taking another look here. Max angle. He pours in a little bit before transitioning. Just stabs the handbrake and stabs the left foot brake. And here we go. He's sacrificing a little angle. You know, car's doing a little wiggle, but here I think he polishes it up a little bit. Nice transition. He might have gotten in the rumble strips, but he made it look really good.
All right, Haley. Does he knock down Jaden? Is that enough? And Amanda Sorensen still holding firm at that 85. But still, just our high current points leaders. Could they knock her down? I mean, we got Rudy Hansen, Hobson, Cole Richards. Hobson hasn't won an event, but just always a contender. And 78.6, 78.6. So leaving still those X Factor points on the table. Andy Haley. Moving on to our next run. Taking a look, and it's Jack Davis. Deechworks BMW E30 6. Let's see what Jack's got for us. Quick little counter into that first outside zone. I saw you give a little head nod, Matt. You like that initiation here into the second outside zone. Works the wheel in. Very well done. Big counter. You can see how much angle he's got. And very smoothly into the third outside zone. Could be a little bit deeper, but just putting a score on the board. Oh, hits and quits that last outside zone 4.
Yeah, like you said, Jared, that's what I want to see initiation.
Yeah.
Just to hurt me or something, but that's what I'm looking for. If you want to see an X Factor, that's what you got to do. Nice flick, get the tires going, get them lit off, and fill in that zone. Nice, good angle. Really good transition here. Stabbing the handbrake just a little bit, fill the zone. I felt like he could have stayed in a little later. He drew the arc a little too sharp. I think that's why he didn't fill out our zone 3 as well as he could have. Now, looking at this transition, lined up perfect, but the car just gripped up, didn't have enough wheel speed, whatever it may be, drew the wrong line, just came out of outer zone 4 too early. So there we go, lighting off into outer zone 1. Forward on the smoke here. Let's look at this transition. Brings it back in the car. Could have been a little snappier in my opinion, but yeah, it built the zone. It set him up really good for success on 2, 3, not so much, but definitely get some points there. And coming in outer zone 4, pouring a little too much angle there, and it forced him to leave it a little early.
Pour some angle on me.
One-hand drummer, right?
Right, yeah. One-handed drummer.
I used to drum.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a drummer.
I used to eat drumsticks. I had some last night.
No Burger
I'm more
King
of a
this time?
drumstick and not a flat guy. Yeah. Or ice cream. Ice cream drumsticks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Did you have a beat laboratory? Just went over your head. Step Brothers, dude. Come on. All right, here we go. 78 for Jack Davis. Look at that. Cool as a cucumber. Jack Davis slides into 10th and shaking things up. All right. What do we got here, Matt? Farouk Kawhi, man. I'll tell you what. He really just put down one heck of a heater in Jersey. He had a great weekend in Jersey, a smile on his face. His lovely wife and daughter at home cheering him on from the Bay Area. And here we go. Originally from Turkey. Farouk Oil, S chassis. Another 2J exhaust note coming out into that first outside zone. Let's see what we got Farouk in that second, very smooth. Smooth like butter or silk. Whichever you prefer. In that third outside zone, go through Kawhi. Nice job. Now how are we going to do that last outside zone? Little straight line. You saw some hesitation. What was that? Oh, he was glitchy there. Definitely glitched out. Something happened there.
Anyway,
that was interesting on that last outside zone, man.
Yeah, he just came up a little short, so we'll get there. So good job filling out zone 1. He could have been a little deeper there, pouring out a lot of angle. I got to give him that for sure. Get a lot of points for the angle. Filling out over zone 2. Could have left a little later here and get deeper into that outer zone 3. Kind of saw that same kind of arc from Jaden with a lot less horsepower, but here you go. He just grabbed the handbrake a little too long, and then the car just about over-rotated. You know, I was kind of flirting in my head about if that might have been an inchaseable lead run, but I'm not going to go with that. So taking another look at the angle here, you can see him getting a full lock there before transitioning, grabbing handbrake, probably using a little left foot braking there as he gets out of outer zone 2, just not carrying that momentum into outer zone 3, leaves it early, and so since he transitioned so late, he had no room to transition. There was just no speed in the car, and he just had to, you know, drive the car with what he had and where he put it on himself.
All right. Nathaniel Chen making his way. Kazuya Taguchi spotter. Again, another driver that's going to, you know, mind share and utilize the resources that's given to him. Here he is in PROSPEC. He spots for Kazuya Taguchi. We've seen some great things from Kazuya. Last year he won. So, you know, they're sharing some great assets, some feedback, basically what the track's like. Also, the track's going to change, you know, when it gets, I wouldn't say cooler, but it gets darker.
Cool enough where, yeah, it's going to
change. All right, so a 67.66. Ooh, that's going to hurt. So he's going to have a second run. Honestly, it was that last outside zone that really just flubbed it. It's going to be that kind of party. I'm going to slow-mo in the last outside zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll get another crack at it, though. So
look at Sorensen leading it. Yes, Amanda Sorensen with 85.33, narrowing out. D-Mads got Love with an 84. Kanapic, Nani Mata. These guys and gals are in it. So Haley and Davis in the 10th. Some great scores. Good driving.
Good tight grouping.
Yeah, really good. All right, Malvasio, Olsen, Miles, and again, the bottom 8. So the top 24 are locked. So O'Sullivan, Talaska, Farouk, who we just saw, Farrar, Casillas, Chestnuts. They are going to have to go to their second run. We lock in the top 24 and the remaining drivers, which right now, 39. So again, 15 drivers are vying for 8 spots.
Oh, it's going to be, yeah.
Hickory dickory duck. That's
not a position you want to be in.
Nah, not at all. So, all right, here we go from Virginia. He's from Vienna, not Austria though. Vienna, Virginia. Nathaniel Chen coming in. Nice big entry, smoky transition to that second outside zone. Hops his way into the second outside zone. Good fluidity there. Good. Works his way out to that outside zone, the latter portion of outside zone 3, and then gets into it. Oh no, that's going to disrupt. Oh, what a bummer for Chen. Throws him off.
Well, I see tabulations going on, so yeah, I don't think it's unchaseable, but that was looking like a real heater there.
Almost
look at this,
like
look at this initiation.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So he filled that outer zone 1, could have poured a little more angle in here. Transitioned in good time. Outer zone 2 filled. He had a little wavering here, and I felt like you got to find that balance where you can take angle out of the car but not make it obvious. And his transition here was just a little late and no room for it. And it set him up for look at that thing whipping around here, getting in outer zone 1, pouring on the GT radial smoke as he comes in here. Transitions real nice in outer zone 2. Minimal corrections. You can kind of see a little handbrake there. The car kind of hopping in the front here, a little wavering in the outer zone 3, but he filled it in nice. And this squirt fell apart, unfortunately. Just hung onto that angle too late, and then he almost, I think he beat it there too, but not a factor in qualifying if that happens. If you can finish the run, that's okay, but it's definitely going to be a huge deficit in the score.
All right, continuing on, waiting for Nate's score and 5 more drivers, notably Brutsky, Jager, Richards, Hobson, and Hansen. There it is, the multiple champion of PROSPEC, Drift HQ, Mr. Never Settled, Dmitry Brutsky, warming up his tires.
One of the few purebred BMWs we got in the PROSPEC field, Jared. Sam Magmami also has a BMW engine under the hood of his BMW. Yeah.
Who would have thought? Yeah, a lot of them buying for 2Js or LS.
Yeah.
But a wildly popular vehicle, the BMWs, from E36s to E46s. You know, the parts are readily available, you know, such as at Drift HQ or, you know, FCP Euro. And it just, I mean, but just all the aftermarket stuff. Some suspension components are widely available. You have a lot of different options.
They're just big Legos.
Yeah. All right, just snuck in, but will that hold? We will see. Nate Chen, again, and truth be told, we will be taking the better score of the two. So 71.66, that could still hold to be in one of those bottom spots, but obviously you want a better move. I mean, the highest you can get is 25 in the upper sector. So, Dmitry Brutsky, Drift HQ BMW, comes out of the gate swinging, literally in that first outside zone. Looking very calm in the cockpit. You see that? We talked about hitting a beehive and swat him all the way. No, not the case here. Really was very smooth, good input. We're feeding the wheel. See how it transitions. Last outside. Oh, comes up short sheets again.
What's going on here, Jared?
I don't know. I mean, is it that the bright white, you know, replacement rumble strip? Like, it's too white. Blinded by the white.
I think the clouds went away and now the fear came back, or I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, everybody's coming up short on that last outside zone.
Let's take a look at Brutsky's initiation here. Nice little whip there, getting in outer zone 1. On the foot brake there, almost throughout the whole outer zone 1 as he flips it in outer zone 2. You can kind of tell the car is nice and settled. I believe he's set himself up in outer zone 3, still using that left foot brake, filling out the whole zone. You can see a little smoke there from the front right. Nice little transition, but way too early, way too soft. It just
too
way. Needed to time that. I've seen him do better in practice. I expected better, so I like the initiation. It seems to be tapering off on these runs after outer zone 3. After outer zone 3, you can see it looks like a little bump there, like kind of what we saw in Jersey here, but you can tell the car is kind of loaded up. This is on that left foot brake getting in outer zone 3. When he transitions, you can see him feeding that wheel, but it was like he lost track where the track was. It was about 5 feet short of the zone there. We're in America.
Alex Jaeger. Alex Jaeger coming up. Coming to us from New Jersey with a 74 Brutsky. Oh boy, so will that hold?
Is on the bubble now?
I think so. You can see the ticker up top. Sorensen, Madison, Love. So Kanapik and top 5 rounded out by Jeff Donati. So we'll see. With 3 more drivers left, excuse me, 4 more drivers, including Alex Jaeger. The NOS Energy Drink, Nissan Z. All right, Alex Jaeger pulling up to the start line. All right, let's see what Jaeger could do. Again, I know he's very familiar with the footage. Decently down. Love to get on the box. Here we go, Alex Jaeger, very quick, rapid initiation. Piquing the interest of our judges. Good transition to outside zone 2, very smooth, look at that. Outside zone 3, deep. Here's a shovel, he can dig it. Into that last outside zone goes Alex Jaeger. And there, see, again, outside zone 4, didn't fill all of it, definitely was the deepest of the last few recent qualifying runs, but Jaeger, everybody rock solid. I mean, Alex is really solid on the first 3.
Yeah, we're gonna take a walk over to those spotters and be like, hey, you guys gotta like fill these things up, man. But kind of a middle of the road initiation, but the speed, the momentum he was carrying through outer zone 1 was fantastic. Good transition here into outer zone 2. Very little wavering as he draws that arc into outer zone 3. Beautifully done. I couldn't say that he could have left it later, but he did a good transition here, but the car just poured a little too much angle in there and fell out of the zone a little early. Very solid run from Jaeger here. Take another look, little whip in there. Still in outer zone 1, you can hear that VR just singing in there with those twin turbos as we get into outer zone 2. Little left foot brake, you can kind of see it upset the car. It's amazing how some of these cars, it's very obvious that they do. Besides seeing the wheel lock up and that whole car kind of roll over on itself. Here's the transition to outer zone 4. He was flirting with it the whole way though, so it just poured on a little more angle and he could have felt a little better later on.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Taking a look at Cole Richards, Richards Racing, Coro Works. Young talent, man. Again, just a short couple years, and here he is competing PROSPEC, and bingo, 84.33. Alex Jager confidently assuming that third position, 84.33. Look at that, 4-4 and 2. Being a,
I'll be darned.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Here we go. Cole Richards warming him up. The Coro Works FRS. All right, so let's take a look at that cutoff line. So here's who's on the bubble. So again, Jaden, Rawlings, and Brutsky, they're on the bubble because there's 3 drivers left. So Brutsky, Rawlings, and Hunter. All right, here we go. All right, Coro Works, Cole Richards comes through that first outside zone. Big, massive angle. Look at this. Yo, look at that flick back. Oh, has to unwind a little bit there. So comes up a little bit short. Trying to be aggressive, trying to win here in qualifying, man. Get that #1 spot into that last outside zone. Grips up again.
What's going on here, boys?
What is the deal?
Robbie Nishida, he's more upset than us.
Judges are mocking me now. C. Oh,
now, what was that thing that Chris was saying about X Factor? If you don't land it, that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah.
But let's take a look. Nice little flick here.
Land
the outer zone 1. Could have been a little bit deeper as we've seen. Here we go. Pouring on that angle. Awesome transition. That's what we wanted to see. And then, he kind of pours it out of it. Maybe an incomplete. I don't think so. I do see some tabulation. I'm not quite sure I want to say that as far as it goes. But here we go. Filled outer zone 3. Pouring on the angle outer zone 4. Just came out of it prematurely. And that's all she wrote. Taking another look here. Nice quick initiation, filling outer zone 1, pouring the smoke. You can see another transition here is awesome, but it was just too much, and he had to pull angle out of the car, make a huge correction. It's going to be a really big deficit, not only to mention the outer 4 deficit he's going to have for pulling out of there too soon.
2 more drivers left. Cole Richards, again, just had it all drawn up. Just simple mistakes.
But
what's up?
He's going to danger the people on the bubble, I believe.
Ooh, yeah. It's not enough, but again, whoever's sitting there in 24th. Oh, incomplete.
Oh, so yeah, I was right.
Turned into outside zone 2, unchaseable.
Just a
big correction. Turned in, opposite drift. Oh man, Cole Richards. No. He's not flirting the bubble, or he's not flirting with, kicking everybody down.
Not yet.
Cole Richards gets an incomplete. Unfortunately, he is forced to go to his second run. All right, next up, Pedal Commander GT Radial Field Suspension. Had Odie talking about Ben Hobson here earlier. Let's see what Hobson's got for us. Definitely a fun-loving dude. He's got the I Love Hot Mom's flag on top now. So he's got, dude. Yeah, he's having a lot of fun, man. This young driver, originally from Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
We were just talking about going to Alaska.
We're going to Alaska. All right, Ben Hobson. Let's see what he's got for us. He's been driving really, really well. Again, definitely getting a lot of input from the team owner here. And there he goes, big angle. One of the judges, sick. Okay, well that's what he got for us. There we go. Into that second outside zone, the third outside zone. What's Hobson got? Yes, sir. Can it nail the last zone? Everyone's been missing it. What is Hobson gonna do? Boom, shows up, uses all of it. Ben Hobson, the Pedal Commander, S chassis, delivers. Again, currently second in points. He wants to be on that top box spot. The Coro Works Elton on going to the moon, baby. He's got a good run there by Hobson.
I'll tell you what, the bubble's in danger now after that run, no doubt. That was everything I wanted to see in there. Look at this initiation here. Using the whole track. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I was a little scared. I was like, he's going to come up short.
Nope.
He fills it back in there. Comes around there. Look at this transition. Snap routine. There it is, filling in the outer zone 2. Little full left foot brake in there, but look at this arc he's drawing into outer zone 3. Just so good. Follow that arc of not only the zone, but the arc. The snappiest transition we've seen in outer zone 4, but he pulls it off finally. He breaks that curse we've been seeing the past couple of runs. Awesome job by Hobson here. Look at that snap. Oh, just so good. Grabs a little handbrake right before it, sets him up, fills in outer zone 1. Now look at this transition here. Snap the handbrake a little bit there, fills up the outer zone 2, and draws that arc. Look at that, just pouring out of that V8 supercharged. S15. Here we go. Bring it around and filling that forward just enough. Came out a little bit early, right before the finish. Is my only nitpick there, man.
Yeah.
That, if I'm going to have to put a number on it, Jared, and a bow like
80s.
he did. Oh, 80s.
What do you think?
I'm going to say 90.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he acquired a lot of X Factor points, just given what we've seen. You know, you can only tell the future by looking at the past. All right. Soap is claiming 90,
I'm
huh?
going to claim 90.
Okay.
Just because I've seen runs similar that check the boxes without that X Factor, and we were in the mid 70s. Low 80s.
Outside zone 4 still could have been more dialed, but I guess you're right. 1 through 3, boom.
Yeah.
All right, let's find out.
Let's see what the survey says.
Sopa's looking at his little crystal ball, saying 90s, and it comes in at 88.6. You're wrong. You're wrong, Sopa. Step in my office and get out your flyer. 88.6. He does assume that lead over Amanda Sorensen. Look at that. The X Factor point, 6, 6, and 5.
At least one judge agreed with me.
Exactly. All right, so well done by Ben Hobson. Doesn't get into the 90s, but regardless, you know, still a great run here. All right, the Trapper Keeper vehicle of Rudy Hansen, Team Hansen. He is our current points leader from Pocatello, Idaho. Speaking of potatoes there, home of baked potatoes. All right, so on the bubble right now, Kelsey Rawlings. So basically there it is. So again, 25th and down are going to have their second run. So Rudy Hansen has Kelsey Rawlings' fate in his hands. Brutsky, he's locked in. Rahimi, Human, Casey Cole. But again, 25th and down is forced to go. So now Kelsey Rawlings' fate, if she has to complete her second run, falls in Rudy Hansen. He won at round 1 of our Link Engine Management in Atlanta. Rudy Hansen, again, manifested it. He was on the box and interviewing him. He says, I said last year, I said I'm going to be up there, and he got it done. He delivered. He drove the pants off of that thing. All right, Idaho's own Rudy Hansen coming out of the start. Let's see what we got. In this first outside zone, little yank of that handbrake. You see that back wheel come to a halt. Smoothly going into outside zone 2. Ooh, looks like he might have tapped it. Outside zone 3, this is looking Hobson-esque right here, what we just saw. Oh, buddy! Stays in it. Oh, that no.
Nuts.
Oh, that back right. She's pointing the wrong way, man. That's only the second hit we've seen, but he does complete it.
Yeah, I didn't want to jinx him earlier before we went, was saying last in Jersey he completed his first run.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. He finished out the run, so I think he'll knock that bubble off.
Yeah.
Good initiation here, filling out outer zone 1. He transitioned just a little too late. You can see getting a little piece of the link management ECU banner there. A lot of wavering here through outer zone 3, and again, he held onto the angle a little too much there. Got a piece of the wall, but he kept it together.
Dang.
As far as through the finish there.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like it's a little deceiving. We got a lot of our old paint from previous years, but our finish is a little later there. So there we go. He's still on the handbrake there. And the finish here is right in that cone there across the green. So he's through it.
Yeah.
He's got the points. He's going to knock the bubble off, but as far as qualifying in the upper chalant here, not so much. But he kept it together. Now he's got time to fix his car.
Yeah, he does.
It fixed itself. Oh, and then it unfixed it.
You incompleted him. Oh, wow. So it's deemed incomplete. So Kelsey Rawlings, he does not mess with a bubble. He decelled the wrong direction, and then he parked it. So, again, that is an incomplete. That is an incomplete for Rudy Hansen. Our points leader is forced to go to a second run. So the highest he can qualify is 25th. But
it's a bold
strategy.
Incomplete.
So the work begins now. So Hobson gets 3 points richer. Amanda Sorensen, congratulations, 2 points richer. And then finally, Derek Madison gets the number 3 spot. But again, you want to be in the show, and there we are, 20th. And who is in 24th? So Kelsey Rawlings, just barely right there. But you're seeing Martirana, Chen, Medici, O'Connor, O'Sullivan, Talaska. Those drivers we'll be seeing here in just a little bit. We'll get Rudy Hansen off course, and then you got Farouk Kawai, Zach Farrar, Katsanitas, Chestnut, Hansen, Richards, Foley, Bystrack, and Licklider. And the ones that have incompletes, they're kind of shaking in their boots too, because if they don't have a score at all, they're not going to be a show.
Right. Even if the other people incompleted that have scores will just take their original one.
Exactly. All right, well, we'll get Rudy Hansen off course, and the work begins for him as, again, we'll see 15 drivers complete their second run, but there are only 8 spots available. We'll find out who moves on here at round 3 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Don't go anywhere. Second run for our knockout qualifying. Just throws a early transition.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
It builds every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
This is the road to the championship.
I've won the championship twice now. I think we can do it again.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Your winner at round 1. Look at Osmo. He's a magician. Here we go. Rain or shine, these guys are down for a good time. You can't count anybody out.
Everybody's really pushing the envelope. One mistake, and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
What did I do wrong? I don't get it.
So it's all about attrition here in St. Louis.
We're in the playoffs, man. We are fighting for it tooth and nail. And Osmo goes hard.
Matt Field, the guy to beat.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
It's going to be coming down to Irwindale, kids.
Is Matt feeling the pressure? Absolutely.
The championship is on the line. Ryan Turk, he says, hold my rock star, homeboy. Let me show you something. Matt Field is out. Huge repercussions here.
Your winner, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osmo! What an amazing ending to a 2022 season.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Link ECU. Link Engine Management, the official ECU of Formula Drift. K&N, the official performance air filter of Formula Drift. Ford. Nitto Tire.
Welcome back. We are in the continuation of our Link Engine Management knockout qualifying. The top 24 are locked and loaded. The remaining drivers, which are 15, are vying for 8 spots. So this is knockout qualifying at its finest. Again, we're see more drivers in ProSpec than we do Pro. And again, a lot of broken hearts. So you're going to, do the math. 15 minus 8, carry the 1, all that. There's that many drivers are going to be watching from the sideline.
Yeah, unfortunately, but not to say that they come up short. That's just the way of the game.
Yep.
Not everyone can get in the show.
No participation trophies.
Yeah.
So 7 drivers will be watching from the sideline. Who's it going to be? We have quite a few drivers that are incomplete, and some drivers having tough go.
Yeah. Speaking of
Margaritas' spotter just came in here, and she said that he's on his second run. So his first run, he crashed, back windshield broke, all these things. So here is how our qualifying start list goes. O'Connor, Licklider, Bystrack, Chestnut, Talaska, Foley, Katsanides, Medici, Farrar, O'Sullivan. That's the order they're going to be going in, and then the other 5 drivers as well. All right, about to enter in, and Rye O'Connor will be our first victim. Could see Licklider back there. Crazy though, right? I mean, our points leader, Rudy Hansen, he has to go to second qualifying run.
Yeah, you're talking about broken hearts. He's got some broken parts to fix.
All right, here's some highlights from previously our knockout qualifying. Notably, Amanda Sorensen, she had that #1 spot for quite some time until she got knocked out, but good confidence builder for her. Good qualifying run. When it comes to head-to-head, we'll see how she shines, but that was great.
Yeah, I really liked the smooth and consistency that she had, and even all throughout practice, it just showed that she was ready to put the points down and showed up to party.
Yep. Yeah, this track really suits her style. Big, wide open, hammer down. All right, we are moments away from seeing the burnout box being filled. Beautiful backdrop here, St. Louis. You gone downtown St. Louis yet?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah. I come out here every year with Vaughn and the team. St. Louis Auto Show. We do drift demos. January, February. Yeah, in the area down near Cardinal Stadium, really cool area over there. Got the casino, got the waterfront. Yeah, we've got some electric scooters and ripped around the city a couple times before. So had some good times. Chelsea, Vaughn, Adam, LZ, myself. Reader joins us too. Travis Reader does the RTR Mustang demos there. All right, so jump back in that Pedal Commander burnout box. This Ignited Soul Apparel 350Z. This is Ryan O'Connor. So 15 drivers, only 8 spots. 7 drivers watching from the sideline tomorrow. The Pedal Commander burnout box. Okay. We are back here later on the live stream, taking a look at the schedule. We're back here at 9 o'clock, so a considerable amount of time, local time, 4:17. So after we complete ProSpec qualifying, we're back here at 9 o'clock. All right, so here we go with, again, these 15 drivers, only 8 spots. Second qualifying run will take the better score of the two. Rye is currently sitting on a 76.66. Wants to better that, would like to, but again, the highest they can qualify is 25th. So filling, again, that 25 through 32nd spot. Rye O'Connor, second run. Initiates that first outside zone. Now going to transition. Again, still has the 76, which isn't too shabby. Coming into that third outside zone, definitely looking a lot more fluid than his first run. Now, ooh, look at that, man. Really well done by Rye O'Connor. Oh, it's 69.66. Okay, thank you. So again, there were some, that's why I say, so 69.66 for Ryan O'Connor.
Yeah, looking at it here, Jared, he got a really nice flick in there. I was afraid he wasn't going to get outer zone 1 filled as much as he actually did. Could have had a little more angle. Transitioned a little late there, kind of got choked up there in outer zone 2. He pours the throttle back on, draws a nice smooth arc in outer zone 3. Could have filled outer zone 3 a little bit better, but he did have it. This is where we're talking here. Nice transition in outer zone 4 and kept the momentum going through the finish. I think he's going to better that score and lock in his top 32 here. A little stab of the handbrake there as he goes through outer zone 1. Getting that angle there, transitioning, stabbing more of the handbrake. Little bump of the left foot brake as he pours it in there, sacrificing a little bit of an angle to get into outer zone 3 just a little deeper here, but look at that, before the angle, right before the transition. That's what the judges want to see. We want to see the transition and then slow the car down. That's exactly what Rye did there in his run there.
Okay, so Rye O'Connor, like you said, I think that's going to better that 69. But where is he going to land? Okay. Patiently waiting, eagerly waiting, anticipating. Okay, so Rye O'Connor. All right, so he does better with a 75.33, a 75.33 for Rye O'Connor. So he does better his first score, just a little bit, but that little bit could help. Alex Licklider. Licklider coming down the chute. What do we have, Matt, for Licklider's first run? Incomplete. All right, so Licklider initiating first outside zone. A lot more settled. Remember, a little chaotic on his first run, but seems like he's dialing in. Gets in the rumble strip, picks up the car a little bit, but not too much. That third outside zone looks like he misses it, comes up short. Kind of decelled a bit, going to that last outside zone. Oh man, that track is not forgiving right there.
You don't want to put your car in the between two rumble strips there.
No. Between two ferns.
What I did like was his initiation. It was a nice flick, carried a lot of speed and momentum through there, and then it kind of fell apart in outer zone 2 here. Let's take another look here. Here goes Alex. He's flicking it in. Nice little handbrake. Stays nice and deep in outer zone 1. Transitions at a good time here, but then got a little deep there. Like I said, he might have done that in his first run, but it kind of fell apart here. Came a little shy into outer zone 3. Coming out of it. Transitioning. Going into outer zone 4. Fills it. Just kind of a leggy transition and going up the bank there. So taking another look at it from the sky. Goes too deep in outer zone 2, getting a tire off there, coming out a little early, kind of set him up for failure getting into outer zone 3 there. He just could not swing that car deep enough. And then does make a good transition despite the fact that he did come out of outer zone 3 early in outer zone 4 and finishing out his run. So will it be enough to keep him in the show? Let's see.
All right, Licklider, come on. Waiting for a score. 13 more drivers left. There it is. You can see the backside, so the paddock always complimentary access to that. If you come out to Formula Drift, cruise through. Look at that. Got a full-on United States Air Force jet out there, baby. Okay. Again, making his way back to the paddock area.
Remember, he got an incomplete, so he's really going to have to be scratching for these points if he wants to be in the show.
He's got a score, but what is it?
So we got Bystrack at the line here.
Uh-huh. All right, Matthew Bystrack. All right, so a 69. Nice. There you go for, again, Licklider. 69. So better of the two, obviously with it being an incomplete on his first run. Matthew Bystrack. What's Bystrack sitting on? All right, so another incomplete. So Bystrap initiates. Very nice initiation, aggressive line coming to the second outside zone. Fluid, you can see the counter steer. Draws it right in that third outside zone. And the final outside zone 4. Again, maybe a little timid, a little scary going towards that wall and then flicking it on in, but Bystrap really, I mean, wasn't the big X factor run, but I think it was just a nice, good, clean, safe run.
Yeah, I got to think, you know, being the pressure of having an incomplete is really, you're really going to feel that. So he did that. It felt like he scaled down the course, which I've said a few times here. Got out of zone 1, needed to be deeper in there. He kind of bobbled in here. It was kind of a funky transition there going in and outer zone 2. Some more wavering there. Comes up shy in outer zone 2. You can kind of see the car kind of loaded up. How he left foot braking, trying to get it a little swing further out there. But as we get into 4, he just didn't get in there as far as I would like to see. So he's got points on the board, but then again, we come to that question: is it going to be enough to get into the top 32? Taking another look at the launch here, getting through the chicane. You can hear that 2J under the hood just ripping as he gets through outer zone 1. Not as deep, like I said, but you can kind of see the transition here is way too late, kind of poor positioning, and to set him up for failure, I think, for the rest of the course. It's so interesting. You can see how that sets a precedent on one mistake can create the domino effect.
The rest of it, right? Yeah, it just throws you off. You know, a lot of it's muscle memory. Kind of, okay, go there, you know, and yeah, just really disrupted the entirety of the run. Still scrutinizing this run. All right, waiting for Bystrap's score still to come in. All right, it's a 7-0, a 70, a 74 Bystrap. All right, a few more drivers left. When we come back, we'll see the continuation here of our Link Engine Management knockout qualifying. Don't go anywhere. Who's moving in? It's round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We are live from Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois, just in the shadow of the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west, the blue-collar city, home of Anheuser-Busch, and all things Midwest.
Of the mind.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Air Force, Aim High. Type S, the official lighting sponsor of Formula Drift. Lights, camera, power, fun. GT Radial, experience the performance. This is it. The finals are set. The lights are on. Who is going to win? Send it. Here we go. Celebrating 20 years of FD, baby. Whoa, are you kidding me? Look at that. This is a year to watch the most talented drifter in the world. That was awesome. Welcome back. The stage is set. 12 more drivers and only 8 spots. All right. Who do we got?
Coming up next.
I believe we got Justin Chestnut in the box.
Okay. There it is, Justin Chestnut, After Hours Autosports. Sounds that back end there.
Yeah, if you remember, Jared, I think he forgot where the AutoZones were.
Yeah.
He missed every single one of them and had a score of 46.66. So he's got plenty of real estate to improve on this run here. So I'd like to see if Justin's a good driver. Let's see it get done.
Again, it's the better of the two, not an average. So we'll take the better of the two. He wants to get involved. Chestnut. We'll be heading to the start line. Here he comes. All right, so Chestnut, After Hours Autosports, BMW. Crawling his way there to Max to send him on down. Like you said, just failed to get out. The car just way too gripped up. Just did not slide into those zones. All right, Chestnut. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be here. And grips up on the inside. Late transition. Coming that second outside zone. Ooh, no. He hopped around. That's going to be just so gripped up. Yeah, I believe that's going to be an incomplete. So, again, he does have a score, but it was a lackluster 46.66, unfortunately, for Chestnut. But you saw the car grip up once again, man.
Yeah, you can see the front wheels there in outer zone 2 just go way the opposite. And I seen Chris give us the old double goose egg there, so that's going to be all she wrote for Chestnut. He's going to be one of our 7 guys sitting on the sidelines here. Nice snappy initiation. And we were kind of like, if you're the judge, to go, oh, he wouldn't fill the outer zone 1, and then here we go. You can see that opposite drift. That's all she wrote for Justin Chestnut. He tries to put on the rest of the show here, pouring on the smoke with those GT radials. A little lazy transition there, filling out outer zone 4, but it's a moot point at this juncture here, as he will be an incomplete run, and especially with the 46.66 on his previous. He's a little too short. He's not going to win the race.
All right, Chestnut rounds it out, and coming up, Mr. Talaska. Got a text from Tyler, aka Revel at Coro Works, the owner. Get better soon, Tyler. And as the Coro Works BMW, Corey Talaska pulls that start. Corey had on his first run, what are we looking at here, 69? Yep, 69 for Talaska. Obviously really wants to better that. There's Corey in that first outside zone. Good fluid initiation. No corrections much at all. A little late on that transition in the outside zone 2 and out in outside zone 3. Look at that. Really set it and forget it line in outside zone 3. Now that final outside zone, a little timid. You saw that very apparent there, kind of gripped up and then shot him in on the inside. So hesitant and failure to launch in that outside zone 4. That threw him off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the timidness is coming out in that latter half of the run, but he did a decent job here in outer zone 1, but a little late to the game here in the transition going into outer zone 2, but he did make a nice line, nice fluid, no corrections, fill that outer zone 3. And again here, a little leggy transition here, and pouring on a little too angle without enough momentum. He had all the ingredients to the recipe, but he just didn't have a good balance.
Didn't bake.
Yeah.
Didn't set the right temperature.
Yeah, right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So you can see here, gets a good fill in outer zone 2 with that late transition. Fill that outer zone 3, you can tell the car's loaded up. It's at the top of the wheel speed of that gear, and here it is, just gripped up too much.
Yep. Okay, let's see where Talaska lands with this second run. Again, has a 69 as first run. Makes his way back to the pits. Scores coming in here from our judges, Chris Yule, Robin Ishida, Ryan Lantain. Again, we are back here tonight for pro qualifying, and there it is, 70.66. So just barely
right? Just barely betters his first score, but we'll take the better of the two. Let's see where Talaska lands. All right. Moving on to our next driver.
Tyler Foley previously had an incomplete in that no grip racing.
Yeah, another. And there it is.
No grip life, excuse me.
Yep. All right, so that's where they stand right now. You can see what drivers need to better it. All right, Foley comes in that first outside zone. And now transitions second. Being aggressive. Remember, it wasn't the last zone that kind of threw him off. He had a pretty decent run. He corrected. So here comes that final outside zone. Point of no return. Slides into that last outside zone. A lot more confident there again. Foley said incomplete. So again, team no grip life definitely ups the ante. Will get a score, but where's he at?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I didn't really feel any wowness in there. Decent flick in outer zone 1 here. Filled it all decently. I really like from the live angle the timing transition there. Filled outer zone 2 all the way through the end. That exit, that's where you want to be to set yourself up for outer zone 3, but he kind of gave into it shallow. Left just a scotch early, but this transition, just a little bit of lazy. Could have gained some X factor points in there, but overall, check all the boxes that he needed to. Nice fast transition there, keeping the same angle as he came in out of it in outer zone 1, and grab a little handbrake there through outer zone 2, and nice and intimate with outer zone 3 as he pours an angle, takes a little bit of out to kind of stretch that out, and then here we go with the handbrake transition there. So another one of those situations where these guys are decelerating as they transition, which is not what you want to see, but when you're doing it that late in the wrong time, you really don't have much of a choice because there's kind of a wall there.
Yeah, Wall doesn't care, man. Wall, and there it is, 77. So Foley, and then it says position number 1, but the highest they can finish here if you're doing your second run is 25th.
Yeah.
So essentially, he assumes the 25th position right now. Yeah, Catsanitas here, and so there it is. So Foley jumps up to that 25th spot. O'Connor. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you can see 30, 31, 32. Okay, so tied for 30th. Got it. Okay, so right now, Catsanitas, spotter coming in saying second run he's had some issues, back windshield's cracked, all these things. So
back windshield's now deleted.
Yeah. So Catsanitas leaving the start line here. Again, this car real gripped up earlier.
That's right.
So they found the secret sauce, loosen that thing up. The Greek doctor very fast into that first outside zone. You said, uh-oh, do you think it was just going to grip up and shoot out? All right, looks like it's gotten looser here in that second outside zone. In the outside zone 3, oh, we saw that kind of double stutter step on that third outside zone, then into the fourth. Oh,
maintain. Ooh. See the reaction from the judges.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'd like to have a talk with him just to figure out what's going on with the car, because it's really hard to tell if it's just too gripped, something. The steering's binding.
Only second run, man.
Yeah. So here we go. Nice straight down the middle of initiation. Fills outer zone really decently. I was like worried he was going to come in shallow and grip up, but he didn't. Fills outer zone 2 really well. And here's where it kind of fell apart for him a little bit. He gets flirts with outer zone 3 a little bit. Has a nice transition here. It's smooth, but the car just did not have nearly enough momentum to carry through outer zone 4, and he had too much angle. Just about spun out. I don't think that's an incomplete, but let's take another look at it here again. As we get into outer zone 2, and finishes out, aiming his car through outer zone 3, pouring on a little angle. Pouring on that angle was definitely a mistake. He could have held on to outer zone 3 a little longer there, leaving outer zone 4 early. And I'm getting the signal here. That is an incomplete for Catsanitas. Truly unfortunate for the Greek doctor here, as he's a good dude, and I like to see him compete. So that's all she wrote.
Just did not maintain control of the car. That was the verdict there. So unfortunately, got double zeros.
Oh, he had 59.
Oh, 59. Oh,
yeah.
Just one.
But not enough, because we're, I think, in the 70s that you're going to have to be to get in the top 32 as far as the knockout.
Got it. All right, Eric Medici, another driver who was on it, just right there at the end, just glitched. I just had some issues. What are we looking at score-wise here for Medici on his first run?
His first run was a 70.66.
Okay. So decent, but
yeah, like I said,
just wants to solidify it.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some mid-70s to stay in the game here.
Yep. It's a lot of pressure here in PROSPEC. Medici on his second run. And here goes Medici. Leaving the start line. Here we go, Mile to Wild. Little counter initiation in that first outside zone. Now transitions to outside zone 2. Looking really solid. Good, locked and loaded into outside zone 3. Using all the course. Now outside zone 4. This is just right here in front of the judges. And again, just exits out just early, man. So unfortunate.
It's another one of those things that just tapered off. I was looking real strong in the beginning and really hopeful that he's gonna like just wow. I was like, look at this transition or this initiation, real great, filling out our zone really well, pouring on the angle, little left foot brake in there, no worries. Transition a little late, a little too close to the rumble strips for our legging. Got a good connection to outer zone 3. This is where his run shined the best. Filling the outer zone 3 the best, but here comes transition. It's just too slow. He's got to use that momentum, and he just slowed the car down way too much to keep it through outer zone 4. So look at that. Another angle of that initiation as we saw live here. Just pouring out of the smoke out of those GT radials as he powers down that 2J in this 86 here as he comes around, drawing a nice smooth arc from outer zone into outer zone 3. And then here's where it kind of falls apart for him. Just a lazy transition, and the car just gripped up too much, and he fell off short.
Okay. The beats dropping, and who is moving on? There's Zach Farrar into that pedal commander burnout box. So what are you seeing here, score-wise? So look at who's on the bubble. So you got Medici in 30th, Licklider. 32nd, so Licklider is currently on the bubble. O'Sullivan down there, Farouk. And Zach Farrar with a 60.66 on his first run. All right, Farrar pulls up to the start line. Just a few more drivers left to go.
Oh, so that was an incomplete. Okay, so Medici actually getting an incomplete on his second run.
Oh, wow. So Medici,
3 moves. I liked it, but you can see the third move was very early on. So that's not what that's in the rules. It's really cut and dry, and unfortunately, that's going to be all she wrote.
So where was it at exactly?
So when he came out of the chute, the car moved to the right, and then that was move 1. Car swung the other way, and then he initiated. So that's 3 moves. We're allowed a 2-move maximum for initiation.
All right, so Medici with an incomplete. So I believe, if I can recall, we just read off the ticker there. He was 31st, I believe it was. So there's, with 9 drivers left.
Well, so he's on the bubble too. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Farrar. 9 drivers, including Zach Farrar, left to run on their second run. All right, here comes Zach Farrar. Shinjuku S13 into that first outside zone. And he said he got into a tussle with the wall, both on his first qual. Oh boy, that's gonna be all she wrote, unfortunately, for Farrar. And Farrar had what on his first run?
60.66.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately, Zach.
Yeah, he fought the wall.
Yep,
and the
wall won. Yep. I fought the wall and the wall won. Oh, losing taillights, dropping parts.
Yep, that wasn't his first hardtail today, but he's his first score wasn't going to be enough to stay in the game here, so unfortunate for Zach. As good as that outer zone 1 fill was, it was just a little too deep in 2, and the concrete does not move.
Nope.
Taking him out. So look at the attitude of the vehicle. Let's see if he stays in it. He tried to stay in it. You got to give him props there. The wheels were spinning. He did what he could, but when you're in it that deep, there's just no coming out of it. It's staying in drift.
All right, just quick little cleanup there. Just, again, 32 stay, the rest go home. They're gonna be watching from the sidelines. Pack it up early. All right, so there it is. You can see Zach Farrar, he is out. Katsanides, Chestnut, and notably, Rudy Hansen, our points leader. Richards has an incomplete as well. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, you got number 1 and 3 in points having to go to their second run. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be a real disruption to the bracket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, huh? Like where they land and who they're going to go against. All right. So, moving right along here. And this is... who do we have here?
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan. Connor O'Sullivan. Okay, Connor O'Sullivan here. Just making sure our media is safe in their respective pits. Okay. And we are clear to send O'Sullivan on that start line. It's hot. The track is hot. The weather is hot. And who do we got? Let's go. O'Sullivan, RTS, BMW. Come down that first outside zone. Aggressive flick, quick little tap of the brakes. Second outside zone has a transition. Pretty well executed, big angle there, nice job. That third outside zone, really dialed in, that was nice. That final outside zone, and puts it in there. Comes out about halfway point, or maybe just a little beyond that, but overall good fluid run from O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I think a little better his first score, 69 there, Jared. There was some good points there that we'll go over here once we get the second look at it, especially that initiation. He was doing what I like to see here. Nice 2-move maximum, light the tires off right away, getting a max angle. He did leave outer zone 1 just a little bit early, but he's still staying on the same angle, maintaining that, grabbing a little bit of a handbrake as we get into the outer zone 2. Nice, decent line. A little bit of wavering there. He could have been a little deeper and longer into outer zone 3, but here we go, transitioning in outer zone 4, using the max angle and staying in it, leaving a little bit early, but makes it look real good here. O'Sullivan's definitely going to have an improvement here. I think we'll see him in the show. Look at that flick going into outer zone 1. Could have been a little deeper, but he stayed consistent. That's what we want. He keeps it smooth. Going to outer zone 2, very little variation here. Just a little bit of hiccup there midway between outer zone 1 and 2 as he leaves just a few feet short, transitioning in outer zone 4. Could have been a little more momentum there to carry it, but overall I think we'll see O'Sullivan in the game. There it is, a 76.33 puts him into technically position 27.
Yep.
Or
yep.
26.
26.
Math is hard.
26.
I'm slow smart.
It's okay. 76.33, so O'Sullivan lands himself a spot with just a few more drivers. This is Jaden. This is the young buck, 15 years old. Jaden from Canada. And, you know, we talked about his deficit in power.
Yeah.
I asked you earlier, what's the vehicle that he's debuting?
Another Corvette.
Another Corvette.
Just more built for
more. Got it.
yeah.
Like you said, quick change all those kind of things.
Yeah, this car is, I mean, not far from a factory. Like suspension, everything's upgraded, right?
Right.
But it's still essentially the bones underneath it are still very much Corvette.
Well, that's a good it's a good sign. He got a talented driver.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I can't wait to see what he does in Utah with a a fully purpose-built vehicle.
Well, again, just piqued a lot of interest on his debut in Atlanta. Jaden, 15 years old, again about, you said 450, 500 horsepower. Initiates in that first outside zone, the Jackson Performance Corvette. Really good flick in the second outside zone. See hopping its way in the second outside zone and to the third. Doesn't get all the way out there, and that's the telling sign of just not having all the power to get out there. But man, dialed in on that last outside zone. That was really well done.
Yeah,
so
like
a lot of people are missing that outside zone 4, but he put it right in there.
Yeah, despite the fact you could see handbrake pull through halfway through outer zone 4, he did fill it. So we talk about pulling handbrake and momentum there. Even though he pulled the handbrake, the car didn't show that it was like decelerating visually anyway.
Right.
So good job by Jaden there. So let's see if he'll improve his score. Let's find out.
I mean, currently has a 73.66.
So right, look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome entry here. Wagging the tail of that Corvette. Filling the zone awesomely. Using all the angle of that Corvette. Swinging it around. Filled outer zone 2 just as well. Little bobble there too. Coming in outer zone 3. Again, the deficit in power, it's kind of showing its face here. The gearing, all that stuff. But here we go. He threw in a lot more angle than I thought. I thought it was going to grip up, but he didn't. He kept it out of the weeds. Here we go. Another nice flick coming from the sky here. Filling all the outer zone 1 with the GT radial smoke. Perfectly timed transition to fill in outer zone 2 and stayed in outer zone 2 late enough to set him up for outer zone 3 if he could have gotten out there. He added a little left foot brake there, as you can see the smoke coming from the front right, and a nice smooth transition outer zone 4, filling it all the way to the finish. So my guess is he's going to be in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and there's 77.66, so a significant jump up, but we take the better of the 2. So again, the highest it can get is 25th. Jaden, definitely making statements here this year. All right, so who's on the bubble? We see
Farouk.
Yeah, Farouk. Well, Farouk's here at the start line. Medici on the bubble right now, and Farouk had a 67.66. So, like you said, mid-70s. I think that's going to lock you in. But 70.66 is what currently who has 32nd position. All right, here we go. Farouk Kawai. Ineos Oil. Yeah, a little wavy coming in on initiation. Now in that second outside zone. Kind of bulks up. If you remember, he kind of glimpsed slow-mo into that final outside zone 4. So seems again a bit hesitant here. A lot of handbrake there coming from outside zone 4. So Farouk just a little glitchy here and there.
Yeah, I feel like his first run was smoother, but as he glitched into that, as you say, outer zone 4 in his first run, it wasn't so much, but he grabbed a fistful of that handbrake. So there's 1, 2. I think there was still a 2 move. I'm not seeing anything from the judges, but he did fill out that outer zone 1 well. Good angle. Can't really see the position of his transition there, but it looked like it might have been a little shallow there, and grabbing handbrake through outer zone 2. Could have been a little deeper and stayed in outer zone 3 just a little better. Good angle coming out of there, but here we go. Poured on way too much angle, handful of handbrake, and came out outer zone 4 early. So just a 2 move maximum there, as I said earlier in the initiation. He's pouring on the smoke, so look at that. Transition was just a little too late, and then he came out of it early, so it set himself up for failure to get deeper and sooner into outer zone 3. I did like the angle he did have coming out of there, but he poured on too much and it came up a little short at outer zone 4. Will it be enough? That's up to the judges.
Yeah. All right, Farouk leaving it kind of in the judges' hands and his fate as Nate Chen. He had a 71.6 on his first run. Just a few more drivers left, and again, Cole Richards, 3rd in points, and Rudy Hansen, our points leader, coming this round, 73.6. So he does. Looks like he does make it in. Right now. So again, because you got
some heavy hitters.
Yeah, you got some heavy hitters between Chen, Richards, and Hansen. And Nate Chen does have a 71.6 and 2 incompletes from Richards and Hansen. So there's the bubble. So Talaska, Chen does have that 71.6, so he currently sits in 30th.
So he could complete and still be in the show.
Yeah.
Unless.
Yeah. You got Hansen and Cole Richards. So that Chen could bump down. He could be out. Yeah. Because 30th and then, yeah, he could get bumped out. Okay. Yeah. Or not. I think he'd still be in. All right, regardless. Here we go. Nate Chen. Coming down. Big angle. Nice angle from him. Good fluidity. Looking very comfortable. That third outside zone looks like he finally got there. Eventually worked his way in, and then that last just hit it and quit it on that first section of outside zone 4. Drew kind of a abrupt line, kind of beeline, right? Wasn't fluid on the outside.
I think they're taking some of our notes as trying to get a snappier transition out of zone 4, but it's not really paying off because they don't have the momentum. So he did a good job here of filling outer zone 1, using his angle. Transition just a little bit late in my opinion, but he filled out outer zone 2 well. A little wavering here. Drew a nice, decent arc into outer zone 3. Left when he should have. And threw on too much angle here. As you can see, the car gripped up. By the time he got back on the throttle, the car just didn't have enough momentum to carry it through here. So look at this nice little flick here. As we go through Chen, signing it up. Here we go. Through outer zone 1, losing him in the smoke here. As he got, and from that angle, it looked like he transitioned as he was going into outer zone 2, like a little late, but come out of outer zone 3 perfectly here. And this is where it kind of fell apart just a little bit for him as he got on throttle just a little too late, and I think that was the crux of the situation there for completing that outer zone 4. But he's sitting pretty either way as far as being in the show.
Would you say he's a Chen out of Chen? He has a shirt that says that.
That's right.
He does have a shirt, just to clarify.
That run,
so I don't get canceled or anything like that. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, Jared, no, relax. He has a shirt that says Chen out of Chen. So again, and so there he batters at 77.33. So right now, Bystrack and Talaska are on the bubble, and you got 2 heavy hitters of Richards and Rudy Hansen. So Cole Richards and Rudy Hansen, both incompletes. So 31 and 32nd position. All right, yeah, no X factor for Chen. That was a 0. What's that?
I was just looking at Chris is giving me that look of.
So it's a 0 out of Chen.
Yeah, I guess it's a 0
out
of Chen.
Yeah. Unfortunately, X factor points. All right. All right, so Richards and Hansen right now. Again, Talaska and Medici, they're looking on and finding out, will Cole Richards put it together? A great victory for him in New Jersey. He just got another driver that's piqued a lot of interest in the paddock and on the track. There we go, Cole Richards, Toro works. Into that first outside zone, ripping through into that second outside zone. Big angle, he comes out of it. Comes out of it and continues on. Oh boy, taps that wall, shredded it. Shredded it to deaden it, man. Holy cow.
To Betsy.
Just too aggressive, man. Burnt the meatloaf. Meatloaf, what's she doing back there?
Man, you're talking about things tapered off. That was looking real good with that initiation. I really love this flick here as he fills out outer zone 1, pouring on the throttle, and just a little too late in the transition. Maybe we can get another look at that from the sky to see how late he was into the outer 2, but it just completely crumbled for him here. Totally absent from outer zone 3, way late coming in outer zone 4 as he hits that wall too. You can kind of see the bump there, and there wasn't disrupted him. So I believe it's an incomplete.
Yep, there it is. It's an incomplete, and what a shock!
What an upset!
Oh my gosh, that's a huge upset from 3rd in points after a victory. Unfortunately, I gotta say it, from 0 to 0, man. That's an incomplete, dual incomplete. So double incompletes for Cole Richards, right? Chris, so double incompletes. So very unfortunate. Man, shock to the system.
It just shows you like what how fast it can change in drifting. You know, with it Like we were talking about, victory loves preparation.
Talaska. So Talaska biting his fingernails. Is he going to be in the show? A 71 gets Rudy Hansen, our current points leader, in the show. Our final pilot, there he is, entering that burnout box. All right, so our knockout qualifying. Hey, just FYI, K&N, the official air filter of Formula Drift, they got $50 off K&N AEM intakes and charge pipes. So no code needed. Head on over there. Again, $50 off. And also K&N AEM and air raid 20% off. So just go to the website now through July 25th. So head on over to K&N. All right, Pedal Commander burnout box. Rudy Hansen warming up the tires. Our points leader, winner in Atlanta. Do or die. Talaska watching in the wings to see if he will advance on into the 32. So like we said, 7 drivers will be watching from the sidelines. And here it comes, Pocatello, Idaho's own Rudy Hansen for the final run of our Link Engine Management PROSPEC. So again, gotta beat a 70.66 in order to get in. Hansen sitting down there. So you gotta better it. So 70.67, you're in.
That's all it's gonna take.
70.65, you're out. Here we go, Rudy Hansen, our points leader, do or die, Team Hansen. Winner in Atlanta. Fighting for his right to party in the top 32. In that first outside zone, Rudy Hansen now transitions into outside zone number 2. Very fluid, good job. Out there to 3, looks like he's really trying to fight it. Now coming into that last outside zone, and he gets it done. So, that track is unforgiving right there, that rumble strip.
That's okay, we don't count on our zone 5.
No, yeah, you just want to drift through that finish line. So, looks like, I think, better than a 70.6?
Yeah, I think so, Jared.
So.
Remember his wheel there's definitely a link broken back there after his first run.
That's right, he hit that wall.
Yeah, so that could have been a little bit of a factor here, but I think he put it together a really good run here. Nice smooth arc here. He came out the widest of the bottom knockout here as far as outer zone 3 is concerned. Decent aggressive, a little timid there going to outer zone 4, but he finished it off strong, and I think he's going to be in the show here, bettering that 70.66 that's required. Filling that outer zone real well, all the angle, all the smoke, good transition timing there as he fills out, gets back on the throttle in outer zone 2 and filling up that arc, getting to outer zone 3, got into the late actually from that angle, so kind of interesting there as we take another look here in outer zone 4 and stays in it a little too much, but that's okay, a little landscaping never hurt anybody.
Except the guy who has to do it. All right, here we go, Rudy Hansen. 70.66 or better gets them in the show, and you can see the pro vehicles parading their way in. We're going to see them qualifying later, 9 o'clock tonight, 9 local time, just an FYI. So 4 hours from now. It's 5 o'clock local time, 5:01 to be exact, but tune in tonight. Live at 9 a.m. for pro qualifying. Who's going to come out on top? All right, so 70.66 and a 79.6. So unfortunately, Talaska is out. Rudy Hansen's in. He gets #1 position, but that's out of the bottom 8. So again, in 25th for Rudy Hansen. Thank you so much, Matt Sopa. You gotta head down the line. You gotta sweat it out, Matt. You're relieving Max of his duties.
Yep, the party's over for me. Now it's time to go to work.
Yeah, all right. Well, what? This isn't work? This is hard work, baby.
We'll see you tomorrow, though.
Yeah, that's right. Ben Hobson, #1 qualifier, 3 points richer. Again, Amanda Sorensen, Derek Madison. All right, so congratulations. There are our top 32 drivers, round 3 of the Formula Drift ProSpec Championship. On behalf of Matt Sopa, all our judges, I'm Jared Dienda. We'll see you guys back here local time, 9 p.m. Send it, Formula Drift Nation.